Wherever I may roam, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Always the one to watch for Australian drama. This is Melbourne's most watched station, Channel 7.
These sponsors are proud to be associated with the Seven Network's coverage of the 1994 AFL Premiership season.
They are long since gone, these men of an age past. They've left their mark on our sporting heritage. They are the forebears of our great national pastime, when life was slow, when fashion was more graceful, and the game unhurried. This ground is hallowed. It has been the site of an Olympic Games, centre stage for the world's greatest athletes. In winters long since gone, its huge packed stands have rocked as young men sought football immortality. It has been a place where one special moment has entered the folklore of a nation, where dreams have come to life, where dreams have been shattered, where boys have become men. Today, old rivalries will be renewed. These teams that carry the hopes of cities a continent apart will again collide. One side looking to win the Premiership pennant for the first time in 31 years. The other aiming to take the treasured trophy out of Victoria for the second time in the 3 years the competition has been truly national. The Seven Network and its associated stations welcomes the world to the Melbourne Cricket Ground for the 98th Australian Football League Grand Final, featuring the West Coast Eagles and Geelong.
Hello and welcome to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. This is our World Cup final, our Super Bowl, the AFL Grand Final, the day where West Coast go up against Geelong to see who will take home the Premiership. Two teams with vastly different backgrounds. West Coast in 8 years has already built a dynasty. This is their third grand final in the last 4 seasons. They were the champions in 1992, and Geelong, who joined the VFL way back in 1897, are going for their first premiership in 31 years. That's one of our greatest ever players, Greg Williams, who turned 31 yesterday and on Monday night won the Brownlow medal for the second time. He scored 30 votes in 9 matches this year. He only played in 20. He was the best player on the ground. The flag is flying for Geelong today. Thousands and many thousands have made the trip up the Geelong Highway. It has been a long, long time since they've won a premiership. Their greatest player, their most famous player, turns 33 today. Gary Ablett. They refer to him as God. He could kick 10 goals today, and if he does, the Cats could win, as I said, for the first time since 1963. They are sentimental favourites, much like Collingwood were in 1990. But boy, don't they come up against a strong team in West Coast. A bad omen maybe for the Eagles. Their man missed the ground today flying their flag. He's off in the parkland somewhere. That will not worry Mickey Malthouse at all. And that was the West Coast flag a moment ago, all tangled up, but I can tell you this club is very well organised. They're the pragmatists, Geelong are the romantics, and the Australian flag as well, because it's one of those days we expect 8 million people around Australia to be watching, and a around the world, an audience of many millions. The good folks at Daisy Buchanan's Bar in Boston, Massachusetts, through Prime Sports. Scotty Moore's tuned into the Sports Network in Toronto, Canada. He's watching this with his wife, Becky. And in Jakarta, Indonesia, Tim and Helen Claby have got their Geelong beanies on. Right around the world, they're watching this. And as I said, it's two teams with vastly different backgrounds. It's the most magnificent feeling when you come into this stadium. This stadium was the site of the 1956 Olympics, the famous centenary test in cricket. But it's always on this moment they think about finals and grand finals. Let's go down to the ground at ground level for the spectacular pre-match entertainment.
Would you now please give a grand final welcome to an Australian musical legend, Judith Durham, the Seekers, who are making their final Australian appearance, and what better place to do it than on grand final day at the MCG. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Potka, Bruce Woodley, Athol Guy, Judith Durham, the Seekers, singing I Am Australia.
From the dusty red soil plains, I am the ancient heart, the keeper of the flame. I stood upon the rocky shore, I watched the tall ships come. For 40,000 years I've been the first Australian.
I'm the daughter of a digger who sought the motherland. The girl became a woman on a long and dusty road. I'm a child of the Depression. I saw the good times come. I'm a bushy, I'm a battler. I am Australian.
ago, Banjo Patterson's Waltzing Matilda was first performed in the outback Queensland town of Winton, where the centenary of Australia's most famous song will be celebrated next April. Keith, Bruce, Anthem and Judith would now like to present their version of this famous Australian classic.
Jumped the swagman and grabbed him with glee, and he sang as he shoved that jump up in his tucker bag. You come a waltzing Matilda with me, waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You come a waltzing Matilda with me, and he sang as he shoved that jump back in his tucker bag. You come a waltzing Matilda with me. Up rode the squatter, mounted on his thoroughbred. Down came the troopers, 1, 2, 3. Where's that jolly jump up you got in your tucker bag? You come a waltzing Matilda with me, waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You come a waltzing Matilda with me. Where's that jolly jump up you got in your tucker bag? You come a waltzing Matilda with me. Off jumped the swagman and sprang into the billabong. You never catch me alive, said he, and his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. You come a waltzing Matilda with me, waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You come a waltzing Matilda with me, and his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. You come a waltzing Matilda with me.
This is really special. Out here, you can feel the dream time all around you. Very few white people have ever been through this part of the country. You can go for weeks and weeks without bumping into anyone. It's about as far away from civilization as you can get. Talking of civilization, some geo mates of mine are rock doctors, I call them, but they're dropping in some supplies for a project we're working on.
G'day, lads. What captain? Ready for a cool one?
This is not bad. I remember way back in the early army days, we used to have a saying, 2 cans per man, per day, per apps. I reckon I could handle this kind of project. Doesn't get any better than this.
100% Australian beef is just one reason to buy McDonald's hamburgers. But it's a good one.
Technology is not the end of competition. It merely raises the bar 1 inch higher, 1 second faster. Technology is the mind pushing the limits of muscle. Brave new shoe.
I make all kinds of salads, but I only use one mayonnaise. Kraft. Because Kraft has all the taste, but only half the fat of some others. Kraft mayonnaise. Your healthy salads deserve Kraft.
The 7 Sports Mitsubishi Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a Magna V6 Executive. Just dial the phone number you wish to vote for. Mark 1, Tony Modra, Adelaide. Mark 2, Gary Ablett, Geelong. Mark 3, James Cook, Carlton. Mark 4, Ashley McIntosh, West Coast. Mark 5, John Barnes, Geelong.
Sunday, the heat's on at Thunder Mountain as the big V8s battle it out in the adrenaline-charged Tooheys 1000. See Brock, Skate, Perkins and Seaton in this white-knuckle classic. Then,
how could they save an animal from extinction?
What purpose does zoos serve in the community?
It really is a great cause.
Zoos of the World, a special 2-hour talk to the animals, followed at 8:30 by a world premiere event. Police rescues Gary Sweet in Cody for the first time on television Sunday on 7.
Welcome back to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. About 15 minutes now remaining.
Second, mate.
Gee, what's going on here? 15 minutes remaining until the final. I hope everything's all right. I think some home improvement is going on back here with the AFL side.
All right.
Now, Al, is that going to be all right for the rest of the match?
Yes, it is. Now, is there anything else you need? Is your chair okay?
Al, I think it's going to be okay.
All right. Should be a great day for a game. Came all the way from America to see it.
Al, we know that is going to be a ripper.
Well, if there's anything else you need, you just give me a call.
Look, I know you're good, but I want to keep this just in case. All the best.
All the best.
Well, all the best, too, to the umpires who are out there today, and particularly, I guess, for David Howlett, because David Howlett turns 31 tomorrow. He was the AFL Umpire of the Year, and it's his first grand final. He runs with Brian Sheehan and Dennis Rich. For Brian, it's his 4th, and for Dennis Rich, it's his 3rd. I say he turns 31. He turns 34. I'm doing him a great favour. What a wonderful sight it is. This stadium is full today. It's as close to 100,000 people as we could possibly get. And Jared Healy, the 1988 Brownlow medalist, is with me at the moment as we see West Coast getting set, being revved up by Robert Wiley. Mickey Malthouse has already done his job. Look at the bonding there between the players as they're about to go out. Geelong will follow them out on the ground, so West Coast will be the first ones out. Interestingly, Jason Dunsall, the mighty full forward for Hawthorn, who won 4 premierships, told me in an interview during the week he hated being first out in the grand final because you heard the roar, Jared, for the other team when they came out. There's been some light rain in the last 15 minutes. Will it make a difference?
Well, I think it will. I think it'll favour the West Coast. And I did notice that the Geelong players on screen were changing their boots from moulded soles to screw-ins. We wouldn't want to see any slipping out here. The game will be red hot. There won't be any room for U-turns.
There's a feeling about freshness with the West Coast Eagles too. They had a bye at the right time of the year in round 23. Geelong have had 3 very tough finals. West Coast have played both their finals in Perth. They've played 1 less final. Do you think after half-time that will be a factor?
Well, I don't really believe so. The fact that the West Coast have only played 3 games in 5 weeks may even work against them. And if you look at the Geelong side, well, they're great on-ball champions in Bairstow and Couch, Mansfield and Gary Hocking all missed their second semi-final, so they're fresh, and the game will be won in the middle, so I think it's an even go.
We've talked about Malcolm Blight pulling surprises for Geelong. What about Mickey Malthouse? And he's got such flexibility, hasn't he? With so many players around about 6 feet in the old language that can do practically anything on a football field. Do you think he has the flexibility? Do you think he'll pull a surprise early?
Wouldn't be surprised to see Mitchell White come into the game. That allows them to move Ashley McIntosh to the forward line. And I guess if the West Coast have a problem, it is that they can't kick big scores. They haven't done so on many occasions this year. In fact, they've only kicked 15 goals or more on 8 occasions in comparison to Geelong have done it 16 times. So goal kicking will be one of their factors, and I believe that McIntosh could perhaps start up forward.
They have built their attack around defence, but if we look at Geelong's attack with Gary Ablett, most people think Michael Brennan will get the job. Do you think it'll be Brennan?
A little bit undecided. Ablett hasn't led much of late, and if he's going to wrestle from the goal square, I think John Worsfold is the man for him. Monkey Brennan can then go on to David Mensch or even Bill Brownless, but we'll find out in 10 minutes.
And what about the fact that they haven't played at the Melbourne Cricket Ground since June and haven't played in Melbourne for a number of weeks?
I don't think it's relevant, but what they have done is won a premiership here before.
Well, it's been a long time for Geelong, hasn't it? 1963, their last premiership. There's Gary Ablett going through with Billy Brownless behind him. They've won 3 finals this year in remarkable circumstances, 2 of them after the siren, and one of them when they had 4 of their very best players missing when they beat Carlton at Waverley Park. It's a different scenario to 1992. On that occasion, they played Footscray twice and West Coast twice. This is fresh competition for them.
Yes, and both sides have changed their sides around considerably since the last time they met in round 14. You can't get away from the fact that Ablett is a big key. He's kicked 6 and 6 in the first 2 finals, 3 last week, including the match-winning one. Brownless kicked the match-winning goal in the first one, and perhaps he has got the chance to exercise the demons that have been haunting him since the 1992 grand final, when Ashley McIntosh really did give him one hell of a hiding.
Well, I wonder if there are any changes to the 2 teams. And the Big Dipper and Neil King Curley are on the boundary line. Dipper, West Coast, are they lined up as selected? Is Mitchell White out there, or is he an emergency?
No, Bruce, he is an emergency. There's no changes in the West Coast Eagles. I can tell you the bench as well. The bench for the West Coast is Bond, Turnbull and Waterman.
Yes, and for Geelong, the bench is Brown, Willis and Colbert. Matchups will be Riccardi on Matera, McGrath on Heady, and you'll find the bench will start in the forward pocket.
I think one of the good matchups today was where is Ashley McIntosh going to play? I think he's a trump card for the West Coast. He can play in both defence and forward.
Well, he's a key player for the West Coast Eagles because, as you said, he can play in virtually any position, and that does give Malthouse a trump card.
Dipper, thanks for that, and thank you to Neil. We'll be back with you at the bounce of the ball. Geelong are out there. Gary Ablett, 33 today, kicked 9 goals in 1989. Barry Stoneham, bad luck for him, missing out. He played in the 1989 and 92 grand finals. We'll take a break. Back with the national anthem after this.
I'm always traveling, I love being free, and so I keep leaving the sun and the sea, but my heart lies waiting there over the phone. I still call Australia home. All the sons and daughters spinning round the world, away from the family and friends. to know where your journey ends. I realize something I've always known. I still know Australia, still know Australia.
Once again, welcome back to the Melbourne Cricket Ground for the 1994 Grand Final. And a warm welcome to Dennis Committee today, my co-commentator.
Hello, Bruce. Looking forward to this. A terrific day so far and the prospect of something special, I think.
Jared Healy's talking about special. Peter Matilda was in 1992.
Absolutely, the match winner in that grand final. And today he comes in with a bit of an injury cloud. Has struggled in his finals campaign a little bit. Kicked a couple of match-winning goals versus Collingwood. He is Mr. Excitement, and he'll probably get Peter Riccardi as a tag early, who can go with him for pace.
His birthday today, Gary Ablett, right there in the huddle. What an outstanding season he's had. The Coleman medal. A string of goals, 14 against Sydney, including 6 in one quarter.
Well, if we take a lesson from the sides that have beaten the West Coast this year, you have to either guard this player or put somebody on him, a superstar, which turns him into a true defender. He is a fantastic player, has been called the quarterback, and will go a long way to deciding the outcome of the game.
John Barnes, marvellous season, marvellous final round, some spectacular high marks, and one of the keys this afternoon, he could dominate the ruck. The Eagles will need to curb him.
And a lot has been talked about Glenn Jakovich, a superstar at only 21. A lot of the tactics when Collingwood almost upset them at the whacker was to move him away from his defensive position. Bill Brownless will probably start on him. They may put a dummy centre-half forward in early.
So the players are now lining up. It is a full house here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Light rain is falling. We've looked at some of the key players. Dennis, people are saying for Geelong to win, they must get an explosive start.
Well, they did back in 92 and still lost the game. I think when you look back to history, 92, we saw only 4 goal scorers for the West Coast Eagles. I think that's a worry for them.
Malcolm Blight relaxed with Gary Ayres. They've been here before. Time now for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the national anthem to be performed by Judith Durham, the Seekers, accompanied by the Australian Army Band Melbourne, the Australian Army Band Sydney, and the Victorian State Children's Choir.
Down on the back of the neck at this time every year before the grand final. The toss of the coin in a moment. For one lucky man, Bruce Duke, he won the Rotary Award that was running throughout the season and has the opportunity to toss the coin here today. John Worsfold, the captain from 1992, and Mark Bairstow. And here's the dipper with the captains.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. The crowd has just finished singing happy birthday to Gary Ablett, and they gave him 3 cheers, and we're waiting for John Worsfold to turn up. I've got to tell you, Bruce, I've been out here a few times, you know, but there's no moment like this. And Bruce, by the way, is a North Melbourne supporter. I think he's a week too late, but he's actually going for the West Coast Eagles. John Worsfold comes in, the 2 great captains here. Working out who's going to call it. John's got to call AFL, and it's landed on the Rotary. Mark Bairstow has won the toss, and he's kicking the right of screen, Bruce.
To the main scoreboard end, Geelong will go right of screen, west coast of the punt road end. Now the Huddles, the bonding for the last moments before they take their place, and the all-important matchups. It'll be frantic in the first couple of minutes. This is a full house today.
Yes, you wouldn't be surprised to see a number of 4s running away with one unballer trying to tag another and break his own tag.
McIntosh will be a key, just whether he starts at the back or up forward.
Well, I think if he starts in the back, he'll pick up Brownless. He's had the wood on him over the years. If he goes forward, well, Colbert started on him in round 14. I'd be surprised if that was a different setup today.
I think Bruce Brownless is a very important player for the Cats. He could be a barometer of this game. If he fires, then Geelong are a real chance, I think.
Do you think they'll use the ploy and try and run Djakovic away from centre-half back?
Initially, I think they will with Brownless, if in fact that's the matchup. There's Michael Malthouse, a Premiership player with Richmond. He's 1-1 with the West Coast Eagles. And of course, the grand final loss was at Waverley.
And Banfield coming onto the bench for the West Coast. He did a terrific job last week versus Melbourne, putting Stephen Tingay out of the game in the second quarter after Tingay had dominated the first quarter on Peter Matera.
McIntosh going to defence by the look of it. Brownless going right down to the goal square with Lee Tudor. And where is Gary Ablett? He's on the centre wing.
By himself, he'll come bursting off the centre square, perhaps try to collect one of the West Coast players on the way through, but there's no doubt that he'll finish at full forward.
Brennan's picking him up now. Michael Brennan goes to Ablett.
Almost predictable, that.
Peter Matera on Peter Riccardi. What a battle that'll be.
Bounce of the ball for the 94 grand final. Hines got a good look at it, tapped it out. Pike almost the first effective touch, brought to ground quickly. A free kick.
Surprised Hines just didn't go bang with the big fish getting it 10 yards their way. In fact, he hit it defensively, which goes against a lot of coaches' direction.
Gary Hocking, the first kick of the grand final. Brown was caught underneath it. Brennan at the back, hit Mott's handball. Ablett and Hart. Tudor in the pocket, centering kick. Djakovic got a very good bounce, bangs it away just outside 50. Bond was at the front. Mansfield's ball at the back was a beauty. Hocking's handball laterally, got to Mansfield. Couch onto it, hip and shoulder onto Pike. Brewer, who's been a star in these final series. Mainwaring at him quickly, Bond at him quickly. Now a high tackle, free kick though going to West Coast.
In the West Coast forward line, Stephen Hocking's got Chris Lewis. McGrath is on Brett Hetty, dangerous player who kicked 6 goals last week.
Pike to the wing, ball's in front, it fell behind, taken quickly by Kemp, down towards half forward, loose ball, who's got the speed, Mainwaring, inside the 50, loose ball to the pocket, battling down there O'Reilly with Sumich, O'Reilly gets it across the boundary line.
There's great work from O'Reilly there, he was 1 against 2, McGrath attacked the football and left Brett Hetty by himself. And it was a free goal coming up if O'Reilly didn't perform. A great piece of defensive work.
Handley in front, ball from behind. Ball goes again, down went Lewis. Kemp hard against the boundary line, pulls it back. They'll contest in the square. Sumich, O'Reilly, Riccardi crashes in. Intent on destruction, concedes a behind.
One surprise, Pickering and Worsfold are going together at half forward. Pickering playing at half forward for Geelong.
David Mensch on Djakovic, centre half forward for Geelong. Pickering been a very important player for Geelong in this finals campaign.
Hinkley short, gets to Mansfield. He had a punctured lung in the first of the finals against Footscray. Has made a remarkable recovery. in the AFL team this year. Out towards centre wing. Big fly from Hines. Brewer. He's played in a lot of premierships in his short career. This one at the AFL level. Well, grand final anyway. Hocking was there. Now Bond looking for Kemp. Hanley, McKenna looking for a free kick. Mansfield ripped away from it. Play going on. Kemp's been important early. Ball around the body. At centre half forward, Sumich had a good look at it. Couldn't quite hold it. Well played by Hinkley. If McKenna's the quarterback for West Coast, then Hinkley's the quarterback for Geelong. This is the danger man. Should go short. Does. Gets to Lewis. Lewis could kick this. Oh, it takes forever. Holding the footy surely. Bairstow. Well, they got out of that West Coast. They're a bit fortunate. Lewis almost mesmerised there. 45 metres from home. Wilson picking himself up. West Coast attacking in the left forward pocket. Over the back was Wilson. Kemp's there. Wilson throws himself on top. And no free kick.
Gary Ablett still playing up across the half-forward line. Looks to be playing as a centre half-forward this early part of the game.
Eagles by a point. Handley and Ball. Ball, clean possession. Hurried kick towards full forward. O'Reilly and Sumich again. Back towards the boundary line. Sumich to ground. Ball out of bounds, so a throw-in.
Another important matchup on the other wing. Brewer on Main Waring. Main Waring, the classic linkman for the Eagles. Equally as effective as Matera, perhaps not as flamboyant.
Handley in front. Ball from behind. Taken brilliantly by Evans, who shoots. Goal. First goal in the grand final. A man who starred in their last victory. Tony Evans on the burst through the pack. Threw it on the left boot. Gun barrel straight.
Very underrated player. 3 goals in the 92 grand final, 4 goals in round 14 when his season was at a crisis point. He was given the option by Mick Malthouse to fire up or you'll be chopped.
Good start for West Coast. They lead by 7 points. Evans getting the first goal in this grand final. He has a habit of kicking goals against Geelong. Free kick for Hocking. Wasn't he tripped?
Unbelievable.
Well, free kick now to West Coast.
Yes, definitely there was a foot came out which tripped Hocking.
Well, ironically, if the video looks at that, we may see a player suspended, but no free kick. Jakovic goes to centre wing. Oh, Barnes flew early. Made a meal of it. Balls kick. Geelong taking a while to settle. Sumich tries a half volley. O'Reilly with him. Sumich tries to paddle it out. Mansfield gets in there and holds it up.
Barnes had a slow start against North Melbourne last week and fired up in the second half. Just misjudged that one. He'd be a little bit nervous.
Inside 50 again, West Coast. Remembering a lot of judges thought Geelong had to get a fly here to win. Bairstow got a bad bounce. Sumich, left foot, round the body. Hooks it back and scores it behind.
The Menicos have been out to Gary Hocking just to make sure he's all right. He is limping. Would have been a nasty whack across the shin bone. Chris Waterman, Ryan Turnbull on the bench for the Eagles.
Jason Ball has started well for the West Coast Eagles. Doing very well on the forward line. That's Hocking and Worsfold. Hinkley into Mines, very short. Stephen Hocking back to Hinkley. Confronted. Gets by Lewis. Kicks towards midfield. Brewer gathers the half volley. Nicely done. McGrath on the burst. Through the centre. Probing kick inside the 50. Too much carry for Brownless. Loose ball behind. McIntosh for speed. Lays it off to McKenna. Swings it to the outer side. Hines. Right half back. Brennan wants it down the ground. Hines slips as a result. He was trying to move it too quickly. Now he's made the mistake. Hickmott a chance. Over the shoulder intended for Couch. Couch at left half forward. Concedes some meterage. Goes back to Bairstow. Now Couch surrounded. Plate cannons into him. Hickmott taken high surely. And he'll get the free kick midway between half forward and wing. Hickmott lively forward. Kicks inside the 50. Brownless favoured by the kick. The closing speed of McIntosh was important there. They battle hard on the ground. Couch digs it out somehow to Tudor, who goes in short. Too much carry for Mensch. Worsfold collided with Mensch. Comes to Hocking. Hocking still going. Got free of Jakovic's tackle. Kicks and misses. Behind.
We saw Hickmott on screen. He's got a very important job. Guy McKenna is his opponent. As a forward, he has to play him as a defender.
hard to bring her back in. She's resurrected his career, was injured and missed out in 1992. A thumping kick, looks for Hines, good grab. He started well. Here's the other man who missed out on the grand final win. Kemp at half-back, goes towards half-forward. Mansfield at the back, ball with him. Still Mansfield, has to concede some ground, played it very well. Runs a long way. Hocking coming off for Geelong. Gary Hocking off the ground as Mansfield goes through centre wing with a long bomb. Brownless goes too early. McIntosh stops it away. Ball on the ground. Handball by Jakovic was very good. Hard to Worsfold. Worsfold concedes ground as well. In trouble. Deliberately goes out of play. Should be pinged, but
Murray jumper.
Well, it was obvious what he was doing.
Absolutely. That was definitely a free kick. I was about to say the umpires have let it go and doing quite well, as you see Gary Hocking on the interchange bench. What a tragic blow that'd be if he couldn't come back on.
Yes, potential body blow, that one. Ablett. Well, McKenna met him solidly. McKenna will get the free. Ablett applying a tackle as they went to ground. Ablett started on the wing. Guy McKenna in the back pocket. High kick towards the wing. McGrath and Heady, and a free kick to the defender. They'll take it right on the wing. Had his problems last week. Geelong's best in that losing grand final against the West Coast Eagles. Kicks inside the 50. Where's Ablett? Big pack. Brownless's leap. Very impressive. It falls behind. Bairstow snaps. He got it from Tudor. Across the goal face. Who's got the speed? Minches in front. Back to goal. 25 metres out. Taken by Wills. Confronted by Jakovic. A snap. Up beauty. It comes back. I think he's missed. He has. Gee, it was a good effort. Marvellous effort from there.
Had Brownless short. Neil Curley, what's the situation with Gary Hocking?
Yes, it could be bad luck for Geelong. They've had the spray out to him, and so it's their right thigh, upper thigh, and he's got a corky, and it doesn't look good at this stage.
Matera at half-back, goes short, looks for Ball, Hanley with him. Good attempt by Ball. He's been a fine player this year. Tudor, well, Riccardi's going to get a free kick.
A bit unfortunate there, Ball. He did win the ball well, but slipped over. A little bit greasy at the moment, the surface.
Riccardi in short. Wills provided the first lead. Hart chopped it off. As I said earlier, what a season he's had. Centering kick to McKenna. This is where he plays this so well. This is how he sets it up. McIntosh running off Brownless. West Coast have got it up to the centre square without any pressure. Bangs it out wide. Good take by Heady. Heady at 50 metres. Centering kick for Lewis. He's got him. That's wonderful football.
Brilliant play by the Eagles. Most people said that Geelong had to play a very spread forward line to keep the defenders away from each other. That's what the Eagles are doing. They're spreading up. They're spreading out very wide from the wings forward, and with their precise delivery, pinpointed the passes, bringing this down to Lewis, who should convert.
Kicked a couple of goals against Collingwood in the close one. He's had a very good second half of the year. Kicks from 30 metres out. He's got a goal.
Creation, the mother of all invention. Taking one simple idea, protecting and nurturing it for the next generation. We give you the all-new Mitsubishi Star Wagon, or as we like to call it, the mothership. Please consider.
West Coast by 12 points. Thumped down it there by Barnes, down towards half-forward Jakovic. Great dash, inspirational stuff inside the 50. Sumich sets in from the side, Heady. Ricochets off Bond, taken by McGrath. Boots it out wide. Hines in best position. Bond is on for the hand pass. Bond has got it 35 metres out. Sharp angle, settles, kicks. He's got it. Geelong are reeling. The West Coast lead by 18.
Yes, and perhaps Shane Bond is the luckiest player on the ground to be in the West Coast side. He's been carried a little bit this year, a first-year player, hasn't kicked a lot of goals, but this is Dead-Eye Dick sort of stuff.
It's a free. Geelong got a free kick in the centre square for an infringement taken by Hanley to centre half forward. Hart run with Hickmott to the boundary line, still in play. Matera on Hickmott. Bit unlucky not to get a free kick, Hickmott. Now Riccardi, well played, Tudor, who's been good early. Hickmott, still with Hickmott at 40 metres. Oh, Couch gone. It was a poor handball. Kemp was always lurking. And it's going to be a bounce down. Geelong need a goal here very, very quickly. It's a flying start for West Coast. They lead 3-2 to 2 points, and Gary Hocking off the ground. Gary Ablett now in the goal square. But Jakovic and McKenna and Hart are ruled supreme so far. Across half-back in the back pocket. Barnes lays it down. Bairstow caught. Took a long time to get rid of it. Hart caught. Good tackle on him too by Pickering. Kemp's little handball didn't go very far. Pike trapped it well. Couch should kick a goal. Goes for Couch. He's got it. What a player Couch he's been over the years for the Cats. They got the one they had to get against the flow. It's 3-2 to 1-2.
Couch starting in the centre on Kemp, who's already had 5 possessions. Couch has had it 3 times already, but importantly for Geelong, he's kicked their opening goal. He was sensational in the first quarter in 1992, was taken out of the game after half-time by Brett Hetty. But he is one that the Cats will need to be in the best 3 or 4 on the ground if they're to win.
Malthouse would be happy with this start. Couch started on the bench back in round 14. Needs to fire now in the absence of Hocking. Evans boots it down towards half-forward. Ball, who's been terrific, continues to work hard. Wilson, in characteristic fashion, tracking it towards half-forward. Still he goes. Peter Wilson dragged down, lost it. Mansfield, nicely done. Good evasion. Michael Mansfield kicks towards half-forward. Ill-directed, though. Hart goes back. Could have done a little better. McIntosh hooks it down, looking for Hart. Well played. Got it to Worsfold. Now Brennan peels off. Mainwaring is short. Mainwaring's got it. Worsfold runs on. Lost it. Sock is off the ground. Down towards the wing. 2-on-1. Worsfold striding out. Couch set a trap for him, but gave away a free kick. Well, Couch would have done better, I think, attacking the ball there. Worsfold's got it. He beat 2 of them to Pike. Pike at half-forward. Kicks towards full forward. Sumich back. Lewis from behind. They spoiled each other. Sumich on the ground, surrounded. 3 against 1. Hocking knocks it out. Opportunity for Wilson. He's 60 metres from goal. He throws it on the boot. It's a wayward kick. Barnes gets back, takes the mark. Across the goal face he goes. McGrath will bring it out.
Had Carey last week. He's been a good finals player, though, McGrath. Geelong having problems at half-forward.
Yeah, Bill Brownless has come out to centre half-forward. Minch gone into the forward pocket. And importantly, McIntosh has gone on to Minch.
O'Reilly, who's been outstanding all year, looks for Barnes. Good grab. A terrific grab. Riccardi was running past. No handball coming. Brownless goes short, but he goes into the centre. Handball by Stephen Hocking. Riccardi stops, props on his wrong side. Gets reasonable distance. Almost up to full forward. Ablett's going to have to get into the game. Brennan away from him. They're rebounding off Ablett and Brownless too easily at the moment. Hines to Jakovic. This is Billy's man. Jakovic runs to the boundary line, brings it towards 50. Barnes sits, waits. That takes courage. You know somebody's coming, and he had to sit and stick up the mitts, and he takes the mark. A cult figure at Geelong.
He's got nobody to kick it to because Bill Brownless is trying to run Jakovic up the ground, so they haven't got a true centre half forward.
Hinchley towards half forward. Hines is there.
And therein lies the problem.
Hines from half back. His side in front by 12 points. Towards half forward. Ball is the target up. He goes. It falls free behind. Mansfield back. Nobody near him. Plenty of time. Mansfield again goes for distance. High to half forward. Jakovic with the sit, fisting away. Wide of the pack. Mainwaring. Now where's Hetty? Hetty battling McGrath down the ground. Mainwaring waiting for him to make a break. Instead he goes to Hart. Hart on the wing. Pulls it back. Hetty will contest from behind. Got the ball on the ground. Well done. Mansfield even better. Across to McGrath. Threw it on the boot. Mainwaring drops the mark. Now he's in trouble. Brewer got him. Jarred loose. Down went Pike. Couch applied the tackle. Some hesitation. Bond eventually went at the ball. Brewer got him. Free kick. It'll come back to Brewer.
Been a change in midfield now. Don Pike is tagging Couch, and Kemp's gone on to Bairstow.
Gee, that was a hot decision on Bond. Rules at centre wing. Mansfield has been outstanding, hasn't he, for Geelong across halfback. They've been singing the praises of the West Coast defence. Wills with a long bomb. Brownless in the front spot. Djakovic to feed off him. Ablett's first touch. Takes Djakovic on. Handball brilliant. Billy needs a good bounce. Matilda looks for a free kick. Minch's hands are quick. Riccardi should goal. It bounces. It's a goal.
This is Mobile's biggest giveaway ever. Mobile Millions is over 2.5 million prizes. Just scratch and win instantly. There are 16 brand new Ford Falcon GLIs to be won. Over $1 million worth of free fuel. Plus, more than 2 million consolation prizes. You've never seen anything like it. It all adds up to a winner about every 2 seconds, night and day, with Mobile Millions.
Inside the centre square, Mainwaring was taken high twice. He'll get the free kick. He started well. Squares it to Djakovic. It goes short towards half-forward and Kemp, who was lively in the opening minutes. 80 metres from Goldine, Kemp. Unloads for a long one towards the kick-off line. Up in front, Mansfield again. He's terrific. 7th possession. Swings it out wide. The mark is held out there by Pickering. Pickpott's on down the ground. Well-weighted kick. Pickpott in space. Forward at the wing. Wills wants it. That's the target. Wills settles in front. From behind, Worsfold. Great grab in front.
Great work from Wills, who ran 150 metres to get that one.
Wills takes him on. Gets by Worsfold. Kicks from 35. Oh, great goal! Andrew Wills beat Worsfold, who was standing the mark.
And a fantastic piece of work there from Wills. He ran from the members' side wing to deep in the outer forward pocket to pick it up and kick one of his few goals in the second half of the season.
He's only kicked 9 goals in his last 15 matches. That's his first goal in the finals. What a goal. 3 goals in 5 minutes for Geelong. Scores are level at the MCG in the grand final. What a remarkable turnaround. Minch's hands were good. Wills, bad kick. Smothered bravely by Worsfold. In typical style, goes towards Matilda on the boundary line, out of play.
There'll have to be a change made there because Worsfold simply hasn't got the pace to go with Wills.
The heart's willing, isn't it? But he just can't do it, the Warrior.
Great smother, though.
He looks exhausted already, Worsfold. You know he'll keep going. 3-2 apiece. It's been a remarkable and outstanding opening. To think the West Coast would fly away to a 3-goal lead, and Geelong, with Hocking off the ground at that stage, would come back.
The change has now just been effected. McKenna coming out onto Wills. Worsfold going back onto Hickmott.
Barnes wins it on Hines. Riccardi, who's done pretty well. Pickering. Well played, Evans, who kicked the first goal of the game. A little one to Pike. Riccardi again. He has been good, Riccardi. The hands, therefore, not too good because Pike was able to get it. Wilson underneath. Good mark. Mick Malthouse believes in this man. He just keeps on playing him, Peter Wilson. He was part of that premiership in '92.
Short to half forward. Hines has to wait. Heard it. Hines has got his problems. Barnes is doing very well now. He's hurting the Eagles. Centering kick. Knocked away from ball by Handley. Quick hands from Couch back to Handley. Used McGrath as a decoy. Now goes down the middle. Ablett in front. Works off his man. Takes the mark. Open goal. Gets it. Geelong in front.
Trying to do yourself an injury, mate?
Well, no, Mike, I was trying to save money by doing it myself.
To save Big Ted, you need the new Mitre 10 Spring Project catalogue. The Makita cordless drill kits are only $99. Hill Sunline clotheslines just $65. Dow Corning silicons just $4.50 each, and the Victor standard mowers are just $399. What about the gate, Ted?
Well, I'm just trying to save money, Mike.
Yes, you can, Ted, with Mitre 10.
The stadium is alight now. Geelong have kicked 4 goals in a hurry. They're in front. Evans from the centre square gets it well inside 50. Sumich in front. O'Reilly well played. Just tapped it away. Sumich gets a free kick. High tackle.
Mitch back out to centre half forward on Djakovic. Billy Brownless deep in the forward pocket. But Geelong will have to continue to keep running through the midfield to bypass the Djakovic-McKenna area of centre half back and kick it deep into the full forward line. Ablett one out.
Sumich in a fair bit of pain here. A slap across the face from Hinkley. What a player this man was in 1992 when he kicked 8 goals in the second semi-final and came back with 6 in the grand final.
Well, that's pretty sloppy stuff from Ken Hinckley. Just giving away an easy free kick. O'Reilly had him covered. He was zoning and corralling him into where he wanted him. And then to give away an easy free kick, an easy shot at goal, just when you had the momentum, kicking the last 4, was a real blue.
Important kick because Sumich can be off target. Famous hook. Should goal. He's going to kick from 45 metres. Misses. Didn't get close. He's kicked a couple of behind Sumich. The first one was rushed. Bond, who kicked a goal early for West Coast. And it's 4-2 to 3-3. Hinckley to bring it back in.
Good play for the hook, Bruce. Kick towards the outer side. Pickering. Fine mark on the outer side. From half back, goes down towards half forward. Hickmott's in front. Worsfold from behind. Opportunity for Bairstow on his knees. Quickly away. Hickmott did well. Forward of the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Ablett and Brennan again. Brennan did well. Ablett on the crumbs though. 25 metres out. Snaps and misses. That is going to be a frustrating duel for supporters of both clubs this afternoon. A lot happening when the ball's in flight between Ablett and Brennan.
But already Ablett showing that he still wants to wrestle. If that continues, I wouldn't be surprised to see Worsfold finish with him.
Guy McKenna, the Eagles' best and fairest, back in '89. Twice runner-up, once third. Remarkable record. Goes towards the outer side. Geelong have got the numbers and they've got Barnes. Or was it Brownless over the top? Well, they were well represented there, the big men. Brownless from 60 metres out. Not a good kick. Misses to the near side. Ablett over the line and behind. And Geelong increased their lead.
Barry Stoneham. Wouldn't Malcolm Blight and the Cat fans have loved him today. Never really a possibility after smashing his leg late in the season. Here's McKenna. 4-4-3-3. Geelong have kicked the last 4 goals in the match. It's been an outstanding opening term. McKenna looks for Jakovic. Barnes not going to get there. Jakovic, terrific mark to Matera. McKenna, Jakovic, Matera. What names for West Coast in their short history to set a half forward. Heady in the front spot, outnumbered. Well played by Banfield, who's come on. And Mansfield with him has been the outstanding Geelong player in the opening term. Banfield missed just 1 game this season. It was the opening finals match. Tap by Hanley. Brewer tapped it forward. Hickmott has had a few touches, caught by Mainwaring. And it'll be a bounce in the centre square. Came into the finals. Debuted in 1992, was a shock selection in one of the minor finals before these two teams went in the grand final. No free kick for Pike. Couch drills it. Ablett sits, waits, looks for a free kick. Doesn't get away with that. Brennan. Bad defence by Geelong's forwards there. Allowed it to get to McKenna. Bangs it back to centre wing. Pike read it very well. Gave it off to Kemp, who's been prolific in the opening term, to Wilson. Mainwaring coming off the ground. Wilson goes to Lewis in the pocket. And out of play. Now Mainwaring off and Waterman getting ready to come on for West Coast. Mainwaring hobbling, so that's a body blow for the West Coast Eagles.
Grand finals aren't his forte because in '92 he came off the ground also with an injured ankle.
Mainwaring getting treatment. Handley gets it down. McGrath out of defence towards the outer side. Couch and Pike over the top. Hines. Great mobility by Hines. Pulls it back towards the middle. Waterman just on the ground. Takes it and goes. 60 metres out. He's normally a very good kick. This is not a good kick. Right for distance, but way offline, out of bounds in the pocket. So Gary Hocking off for the Cats. Chris Mainwaring now off for the West Coast Eagles. Stephen Handley.
Don Pike's moved back onto Gary Couch. Paul Couch, I should say.
4-4-3-3. Couch of a different colour. Here's Kemp. Out against the line. Well shepherded by Wilson. Towards full forward. McGrath goes back with courage. Ball. Missed it. Goes back again. McGrath beat him to it though. Well played. Hinckley now confronts Wilson and the ball jarred across the line.
one of the things Malcolm Blight's talked about this week, the steeliness of their defence this year. With O'Reilly adding stability with McGrath and Hanley. Taken by Ball. Didn't go far. Hanley thumped it towards the boundary line. Brewer held up by Waterman. Kemp. Many touches in this opening term. Outside 50. Good kick to Heady. A beauty. Well played, Kemp. He's had 7 kicks and 2 handballs. He's been the outstanding midfielder in the opening term. And Heady, who ironically did not kick a goal in that grand final 2 years ago, but had an outstanding second half when he went into the midfield. And he's been in goal-kicking form in this final series so far. He's booted 9 goals in his 2 finals, 3 against Collingwood and 6 last week against Melbourne. He should put West Coast within a point right on quarter time. Heady from 30 metres out. It's got it. What timing for West Coast in a quarter of fluctuating fortunes, where 2 of the stars have gone to the bench in Gary Hocking and Chris Mainwaring with injuries. At quarter time, Geelong lead by a point. It's 4-4 to 4-3.
Only one man is a dual winner of the Norm Smith Medal as best of field in the AFL Grand Final. He is Gary Ayres, Hawthorn's 269-game veteran, and now Geelong's assistant coach. Today, he will present the medal.
Going up. First floor, menswear, women's
Get the age and you could win $10,000 cash deposited into a National Visa or MasterCard, plus enough Flybuys points for 2 return interstate airfares.
4th floor, cosmetics, hosiery and travel.
With $10,000 to spend,
5th floor,
you won't know where to start.
bridal wear and lingerie.
Details in tomorrow's Age.
Creation, the mother of all invention. Taking one simple idea, protecting and nurturing it for the next generation. We give you the all-new Mitsubishi Star Wagon, or as we like to call it, the mothership. Please consider.
After hours of training, the water feels like sand. Sure, it hurts. But not as much as losing.
Lady Luck is laying down the jewel in her crown. Luck's a fortune in your hands if you want to take a chance. There's a stairway of light to a place that will excite you every day and every night too. That's the jewel in Melbourne's crown. You can fill your hands with diamonds, build a fortune with a spade. It's the ace of all clubs now. Win a heart, night and day. What's your sporting satisfaction? Crown gives you all the action. Playing favorites or just relaxing. That's the jewel in Melbourne's crown. Get the good times rolling. Enjoy yourself just strolling. We'll put the world on a plate now. We're gonna help you celebrate now. That's the jewel in Melbourne's crown casino. That's the biggest game in town. That's the jewel in Melbourne's crown.
Quarter time at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in the grand final. The Cats by a point over the Eagles. It's 4-3 West Coast, 4-4 Geelong. What a scene here from the Regent Hotel in Melbourne. Now the mark of the year, I know you've been watching this throughout the day. Let's take a look at them and the details of how you can enter.
The 7 Sports Mitsubishi Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a Magna V6 Executive. Just dial the phone number you wish to vote for. Mark 1, Tony Modra, Adelaide. Mark 2, Gary Ablett, Geelong. Mark 3, James Cook, Carlton. Mark 4, Ashley McIntosh, West Coast. Mark 5, John Barnes, Geelong.
They're the phone numbers. You have until 4 o'clock Eastern time, and you are selected randomly to go into the draw after your phone call for that motor car. Good luck with all of that. Let's go down to the boundary line. We start with you, Dipper. Will Main Waring come back on, do you think?
I think he will come back on later on in this quarter, Bruce. And I just think for the West Coast, Mickey Malthouse had a word to Sumich, Neil, to say, you've got to get confidence, son. Take a strong mark, and when you get that opportunity to kick a goal, we need all the goals we can get today.
I think that can apply to a lot of players out there. Hocking wants to come back on, but I don't think Malcolm Blythe's prepared to risk him yet. Barnes is doing very well in ruck. Their midfield's very, very good, but their half-forward line of Geelong's is just non-existent at this stage.
Start of the second term. Geelong lead by a point. Going to the left of screen. Bounce gave Barnes a good run. Turnbull now in the centre square. Banfield gets a kick out to centre half forward. Ball and Hanley. That's been a good duel so far. McGrath runs away, this time from Heady. Goes out wide towards centre wing. Wilson after it with Matera and Bairstow out of play.
It looks as if Liam Pickering is now picking up Dean Kemp, which is a good move from Blight because Kemp has been very dangerous in that first quarter.
Mick Malthouse with these 3 interchange players from the start of the game, all on the ground. Riccardi's quick kick. Minch back towards Hickmott. Outnumbered, caught, ridden into the ground, gets a free kick. Well, Banfield will be disappointed with that. Hickmott didn't feel him behind him, and had the tackle been legitimate, he would have gone for holding the ball. Hickmott at 50 now. Brownless at the back, sandwiched in between. Tudor's left foot. Bouncing ball behind.
It's been lively up on that forward line. Tudor just hasn't quite finished off his work.
Kicked a couple of goals against Carlton and a couple of goals against North Melbourne was most important there. Here's Hart running away with Geelong 4-5 to 4-3.
Kicks it to the wing. Waterman and Brewer, clever mark. Waterman runs on, down towards half forward. Awkward half volley for Heady. Did nicely, controlled it well. Got it to Evans. In front, Wilson. He's 40 metres out. He could score from here. Peter Wilson, familiar with this ground. Over 50 games for the Tigers. It'll take a good kick. The Cats by 2 points. That is a beautiful kick. Straight through the middle. The Eagles are back in front.
Here's Peter Wilson just showing us the gloves. Guy McKenna started with his, but quickly took them off. That was great hands there by Brett Heady. McGrath putting a lot of pressure on him, and already the feature of the game today has been the quick disposal by hand.
West Coast back in front. They kicked the first 3 goals of the match. Geelong replied with 4 goals in a 7-minute burst in the first quarter. 5-3, 4-5. Turnbull again. Kemp, 9 touches in the first quarter. Wilson, Waterman and Kemp could raffle it. No Geelong players in sight. McKenna, a dangerous opening here for Geelong with West Coast gathering strength. Turnbull another touch, looking for ball. Bounces just inside the line at about 40 metres. Right forward pocket for West Coast out of play.
Geelong need more out of Brewer on the wing. Only 4 touches. Waterman stitched him up a couple of times.
Hanley in the front spot, ball at the back. Wilson thumps it back, gains about 5 metres, and we'll have a replay situation. They've only clashed the once this season, these two teams. So different from 1992, when West Coast had beaten Geelong by over 6 goals a fortnight before the grand final. Mansfield, now Lewis, still with Lewis, looking to do something, takes forever, puts the ball on the ground, goes for full forward. Sumich sets himself. Well played, O'Reilly. What a job O'Reilly's done in this final series. He's had Grant, Kernahan, Longmire to contend with, 3 outstanding full forwards, and now Sumich.
9th man taken in that 91 draft. Swan Districts in Western Australia. Sumich, was he pushed in the back? Not according to the umpire. Ball up about 15 metres out.
What he loves doing, O'Reilly, is wrestling with players. Peter Sumich has to burst out, lead more.
Eagles by 4 points. Ball and Handley in from the side. Wilson falls to Ball, who snaps. Hit the post. He's very good at doing that. Clean possession from either throw-ins or bounce downs. He's played less than 20 games, but does that oh so well. Hinkley to kick it in. Margin out to 5 points now. The Eagles got the first 3 goals, Geelong the next 4, and Hetty got one right on the siren. Barnes could have got a free. Thumped forward there by Banfield, taken by Evans, pushed off the kick, but it could prove lucky. It goes directly to Lewis, who gets it across the Ball, who throws it on the boot. It slides across the face and to behind. But his mobility causing problems down there, that man.
He's just a little bit too quick for Stephen Handley. He's led him to the ball almost on every occasion.
Evans very good, isn't he, to get the boot to the ball in a hurry. Does it so often. And West Coast, when they play in front, take advantage of it. O'Reilly getting it short from Hinkley.
Strangely, West Coast implementing zone defence for the first time in the finals. Have gone man on man to date.
Barnes front spot, Turnbull all over him to the back. Kemp laid it off. Wilson from 50. Another very good kick. He's got it.
If you'd like to take out a home loan, but you're nervous about interest rates, forget it. If you're worried about unexpected hikes in your repayments, forget it. Right now, Challenge Bank can offer you an attractive rate that can't go up, because this new low rate is set in concrete for the next 2 years. We can even arrange no establishment fees. Now that ought to smooth away any worries you might have. See Challenge Bank now for a home loan rate that can't go up, because it's set in concrete for 2 years.
Centre break 6 for the Eagles' way. Couch in trouble. Goes to ground. I dare say another whistle. Why, Sheehan goes across, grabs it. His 4th grand final. Here's the bounce. Barnes and Turnbull go at it back to back, like they were fighting a duel. Hinkley controlled it very nicely on his knees. Got the hand pass to Bairstow. Turnbull, well done. Spinning out of trouble, kicks inside the 50. Down there, O'Reilly, loose ball behind Lewis. Missed by Ball, he goes again. Great desperation, Mansfield, who started so well, to O'Reilly. And now McGrath under pressure. Brilliant smother down there initially. The ball came back to McGrath, though, who goes for the boundary. Matera missed it, Riccardi's got it. Bairstow, back to Riccardi, they'll bring it away. Opportunity now for Pickering, who comes down towards half forward. Taken by Mensch. Mensch about 85 metres from goal, takes the long way home. It bounces out of bounds on the 50 in front of Gary Ablett. Well, a great smother at the other end. Couldn't lock it in. Peter Wilson diving on the boot down there, but Geelong working it out.
The creativity of Chris Lewis in that forward line is a real problem for Geelong.
Barnes in front. Will try and bring it behind, I would think. He does. He hooks towards the middle. Missed by Hart. Picked up by Pike. At close quarters, McKenna. Kept his head, McKenna, as he always does. Back to Hart. And Hart out of defence. Sends it towards the outer side. Matera. Unkind bounce taken by Pickering.
Steadies on the left. Full forward. Big fly. Browless. Had a look at it. Mensch. Handball good. Judith a goal. Goes for it. Misses. Costly. Give me in that situation.
That's been his problem throughout the final round. The lack of finish.
That's really why he's there for, isn't it? I mean, 8 kicks and 2.5 goals.
He's there, Lewis.
That's what you need. Waterman gets it. 6-5, 4-6. Wonderful opportunity missed by Geelong. Waterman takes forever. He's been pretty good, though, since he came on. Mansfield had a good look. Free kick.
Outstanding mark there from that young player. All Australian this year.
Short to Brewer, who needs a couple of kicks to get some confidence. Like Mansfield, has had a very good 94 and has had a final series to remember. Barnes whirls, usually clever, took a long time, kick not good. Brennan in the front spot takes the mark. Is that 50? No. Michael Brennan has played more games for West Coast than any other player. Good kick. Here's Lewis, who's getting out on his own. Was at his best in 1990, Lewis, when he took Collingwood on almost single-handedly in that drawn game at Waverley Park, the year that he won the best and fairest at the club. Here's Matera, quiet opening. Takes his time. West Coast often set it up like this. Wilson, big second term. 2 goals he's kicked so far. This one now inside 50. O'Reilly's got to go to help Hanley with ball. They punch it to the boundary line out of play. It's 6-5 West Coast 41, 4-6 Geelong 30. Wilson with 2 goals. Evans, Lewis, Bond, Heady for West Coast. Couch, Riccardi, Wills, Ablett for Geelong.
Thrown in, Handley reaching over the top, gets it out of bounds. Under Michael Malthouse, the Eagles have defeated Geelong in 10 out of 12 meetings. Has been a dominance. The Cats looking to break the shackles this afternoon. They've got their problems at the moment. Riccardi kept it in front, comes again, well played, Peter Riccardi across half back, pushing the ball towards the middle. Still he goes, Riccardi. Well played indeed. Mensch. Mansfield arches the back and comes away. Kicks well inside the 50. Groundless. Well, the signs were there. He missed one moments ago. That time even higher, and that time it stuck.
One of the great features of our game.
We'll see that again over this weekend. Brownless finishes his good work. Will that lift the Cats?
The basic unit in technology is not the bit. The basic unit is you, and the road, and the air. A shoe, and the stars, and the moonlight. Air square. Well, the basic unit in technology is not the bit, but the body.
A mighty roar again here. Brownless taking a sensational mark. Waterman out of the centre. Geelong within 5 points. Mansfield, who kicked the ball at Brownless. What a game he's having. McGrath to centre wing. McKenna, too good.
Brewers certainly got a lift. Waterman coming off the centre square there from the wing to take that ball out of the midfield.
4 times he's been named in the All-Australian team. McKenna to Pike. Great kick to Lewis. Now, he's good enough to kick this, Lewis. Has high skills. He may give it off short. It is his style, but he could go back and kick his second goal. Oh, what a buzz around here after the Brownless mark and goal. Lewis, no, it's across the face. Ball gets ready at the back. Sumich from the side. Hinkley and Evans. Well, you said that Brownless might be the barometer at the start of the game, Dennis. Well, he took it to an all-time high a moment ago. If the Cats can feed off that one...
He's blowing the glass, Brooke.
They'll have a feast tonight. Hanley, Heady, Lewis, out of play again. Geelong can't afford easy goals, can they? From set-up plays like this. It's where they must hold very firm against West Coast, who are so good at scoring in positions just like we're seeing now. Hinkley over the top. Wilson hanging on to him. Sumich there. West Coast hold it up. They're 8 minutes away. Still hocking on the boundary line for Geelong, and still on the boundary line for West Coast as Mainwaring. They're both injured. What a blow, particularly I think for Geelong in being fair. Hinkley thumps it away, concedes it behind. There's a goal the difference in the grand final at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. West Coast are 6-6, and there's Billy Brownless just making sure the next time it comes down the hands won't be sweaty and he'll be able to leap in the air and take another specky.
Got a nosebleed, he was up that high.
The timing was good as well, given that Tudor had missed only moments before. The old Geelong may have dropped their heads then. Barnes, the juggled attempt. Riccardi in trouble, held it a long time. Banfield, not particularly effective. Barnes slaps off the ground the wrong way, picked up by Heady. Open goal, Beckons, question of accuracy. Well, not with that. Out of bounds on the full in the opposite pocket.
You just can't make those simple mistakes under this pressure in grand finals. Barnes should have held that mark. There's no real pressure.
O'Reilly, his side down by 6 points. Towards half back, in from the side. Barnes knocked away Turnbull. Free kick Geelong in front. We've got a Handley. quite sure why. He's got the ball at half-back. Brief lull. Handley to the wing, and Wills busy in the opening term. One marvellous goal. Plays on now. Kicks towards the middle and exposes it pretty early. Heady behind. McGrath tries to knock on. Missed by Mensch. Taken by Tudor. Well played to Brewer. Brewer through the middle. 80 metres out. Groundless again. And that should be 50. Well, why not? McIntosh arriving 2 steps late.
Billy Brownless is starting deep in the forward pocket. He's running towards the midfield to get space rather than starting in the goal square and running wide, which gives him a far more effective spot to kick for goal. That certainly should have been 50.
Brownless going at his second, both in this term. It's close. He's missed. He didn't like it off the boot. Grabbed his head. 50 would have been very handy there. He would have been on the goal line. Watch it again.
Well, there's absolutely no doubt about this one.
Remarkable. Guy McKenna's got it. 6-6 West Coast, 5-7 Geelong. And McKenna so often gets the ball to a man. Very adept, bringing it out. Will hit Kemp this time. Well, that is touch and go. The boundary umpire had a good angle on it. Kemp towards the wing. McIntosh, up he goes, dropped it, taken by Wills, who breaks away, 60 metres out, shocking kick, and it bounds on the full. Should have done much, much better.
Now Brennan. McIntosh again the target. Bairstow's been very quiet. Had some trouble in the biggest games occasionally, Mark Bairstow. Hasn't kicked a lot of goals in finals over the years. They need a couple out of him today. McIntosh to centre wing. Hip and shoulder by Kemp was good. Couch's hands, very good to Pickering. Well-weighted kick. Bairstow's got to go. Under pressure. Struggling at the moment, the Geelong captain.
Just a couple of changes in defence for Geelong. Hocking's gone on to Lewis, and Hinkley's now with Wilson.
Barnes in the front spot. Turnbull to feed off him. Waterman well read. Kemp again. Hanley in front, ball at the back. Wilson, who's reading off him. He's beating Hinkley. Heady and McGrath. Sumich, quiet day. O'Reilly, no free kick. Heady fell over. Hinkley concedes ground. Lewis well taken. Handball brilliant. Can Wilson kick another? He should. Oh, no. No vision at all that time. And McGrath gives it away.
Well, I think you saw him there, Bruce. He just tried to take him on and do it one out.
The old shell trick.
No real feel for it, though, was it? 6-7, 5-7.
There was a man in the midfield, 5 metres in front of goal.
Well, big mistake here. Hinkley going short, and Evans chopping it off. Hinkley also struggling early in this match. If you're going to go short from full back, you've got to be accurate. It can't be 99%ers. Evans, who kicked the opening goal of the match to put West Coast 2 goals in front. It's a good kick, he's got it.
I was drunk.
It was an accident.
I was drunk.
But you didn't mean to.
At McDonald's, the reason why our shakes are so good is because we use real milk.
Just over 7.5 minutes till half-time. West Coast out by 12 points. Barnes is up. Pickering knocking it on. Couch, heavily played. Pinned it off a man and kicks well inside the 50. Ablett comes to it. Still he goes. Met solidly and put down by Jankovic. Brilliant pick up by Pike. In there is Brennan. Comes away. Kicks towards midfield. Eddie. Got a bad bounce. Loose ball behind. Handley's in front of Ball. Can't find the ball though. Now he's got it. Slung by Ball. It comes back to Ball. Confusing, isn't it? Across it comes to Turnbull. Down towards full forward. Hocking's in front. Knocks away from Lewis. Eddie with some time now. Measures the kick from 40. It's bending back. Wilson goes back over the top. Mansfield behind. Timely fist that one.
Had to go. Mansfield saw the situation, knew that O'Reilly was stuck on the ground. Looks like he's favouring an ankle, O'Reilly. Hinkley giving up the kicking in job for the moment. Possibly shell-shocked after the last one. Important time here. West Coast are in a position to go for the cool. Geelong must hold firm before half-time. They've set it up now, West Coast, at 7-8 to 5-7. 4-1 in favour of West Coast out of the middle. Barnes and Turnbull. Geelong hang on before half-time. Pike held up by Couch. Pickering held up by a couple, including Banfield and Pike. And again a bounce. 55 metres from West Coast goal. Few and far between the tackles, effective ones. Barnes. Matera taps it forward. Hanley and Ball, well played ball. Kemp was a hot one to Banfield. To Wilson, sold it beautifully. Waterman, good goal. 40 metres out, hooks it, scores it behind. Jared, you just get the feeling that the next 6 minutes are going to tell a tale here. West Coast could almost bury Geelong with a couple of quick goals. The Cats have got to hang on.
Yeah, they've taken over in midfield. Bairstow's being quiet, as has Paul Couch. And Brewer's certainly getting a bit of a hiding on the wing by Waterman.
Yeah, Waterman doing very well. Bear in mind, of course, the Eagles had a flat spot just before half-time against Melbourne last week. O'Reilly towards the outer side, over the top, a terrific grab by Ball. This young man's inspired. He plays on immediately. Matera hasn't been sighted all that much. Goes in short to Pike. Waterman's on across the ground. Waterman about 70 metres from goal. He's normally a thumping kick. That's not much good either. I've got to stop saying that. It's gone through for a behind. Voices carry at the MCG.
Dare I say it, but I think Mark Bairstow should be shifted out to the wing. And perhaps Brewer go to the midfield.
7-10, 5-7, because Bairstow started on a wing on Matera back in 92. It was ill-fated that day. Who knows today? They've got some problems. O'Reilly punches it in short, a margin not great in terms of error there. Mansfield makes it look okay, marking in front of Chris Lewis.
Just explaining a little bit of a lack of confidence there from defence. There were long options on.
Mansfield a half-back again. Barnes going early with Hanley, but they're not having much success with that ploy. Brewer holds it up. Well played by the Eagles. Turnbull holding the footy. Apparently the breeze is blowing downstairs on ground level. Swirling around at the moment. It'll be difficult for some of the players. Bairstow from half-back to half-forward. Well played by Worsfold. Matera's handball was very good to Kemp. Kemp over the top for Lewis. Brings it inboard to Pike. Important players, all of those we've just mentioned. Kicks it towards Heady. Not a good one. Good take by McGrath. Has to rebound. Kicks okay. It should sit for Tudor. Has to do something constructive. Has Brownless very short. Goes inside. Dreadful kick. That's awful football. This could cost. Waterman gets it from McIntosh. Waterman goes to Hart. Now Hart can finish off pretty well normally. He's at 70 metres, goes with a long one. Lewis sets himself. Mansfield gets back. Barnes gets back. Well played, Barnes, all still in play though. They've got to run it over for a behind. It's still in play. Sumic can't get his foot to it. Geelong concede now. It took a long while to get over that line for a point. It's there at the moment.
Just going back to poor old Lee Tudor there, he ignored the Bill Brownless lead, which should have gone to him. Went back to try to go up the middle to Gary Ablett, but realised he was 80 metres from him, and standing in the way was McKenna. So in two minds, he may have gone for the boundary, but certainly he made a meal of it.
O'Reilly to bring it back in. West Coast have had 18 scoring shots to 12.
And they lead by 16 points. Barnes is up, flicks it behind. Ball didn't have it, could have got it free. Play goes on. Turnbull to Waterman. Free is Heady. He's marked about 35 metres out, directly in front. Rhett Heady, one of 15 Eagles playing today, who played back in that 92 win. 6 last week against Melbourne.
And this is also one of the benefits of running a zone defence, that your forwards do lose their men. The backman from the opposition, this being Geelong on this occasion, running wide, trying to create something to get a lead and get a kick away. But Brett Heady came up unmanned with Tim McGrath. Nowhere to be seen.
You get the feeling the Cats are struggling to stay in touch at the moment. A period of dominance certainly for the Eagles. What's he done? He's missed. Probably not fully translated on the scoreboard. Michael Malthouse looks on. His third grand final with West Coast.
5 consecutive points for West Coast. Some of them have been pretty easy shots.
Could have been all over now, almost.
Close to it, no question. Oh, look at this again. Evans chops it off. Sumich is going to kick it over O'Reilly's head for a goal. It's not good enough, Geelong.
Tonight, thank heavens for Clint Eastwood and Jeff Bridges.
You're the Thunderbolt.
They like action, they love women.
Get your hands on the wheel.
And you're going to love...
You can't stop this thing once you start.
Thunderbolts and Lightfoot, 9:30 tonight on 7.
Last year, our dramatic pictures of a flooded northeast Victoria touched the hearts of Melbourne viewers.
Today, the farmers are talking drought.
Revisit those farms, country towns, families. Our special report Monday, The Survivors.
Well, I wonder what Malcolm's feeling right now. Fancy giving goals away like that. Barnes thumps it out of the centre. Handball by Mitch, Mr. Smart. Pickering did pretty well. Gets it back in the Couch direction. I mean Bairstow. Bairstow goes back. Cats need something. Brewer, good tackle on him by Waterman, who's come on the ground and had an impact. And West Coast won't let Geelong run through a goal after something like that. They'll hold them up as they're doing. Bairstow now on Waterman. Brewer on Kemp. The change is coming. 8-12, 5-7. Geelong need one here. They need a quick one. Tudor's high ball. Sprayed away. Well played by Banfield. Cut off by Riccardi. Brennan straight to the boundary line in professional manner as always. Off the ground comes Hickmott. Gary Hocking comes back on and the crowd roar.
A sense of desperation here too. Big risk. Here's Tudor. Away to Riccardi. Run down from behind by the speedy Matera. Spills across to Pickering, who pulls it back, but it's only gone about 15 metres and knocked across the line by Hart. So with just over 2 minutes till half-time, you get the feeling Malcolm Blighty sent the message down. Try that leg out. We've got nothing to lose. So Hocking is back in the action from behind Barnes. He was pushed in the back. No free kick. Turnbull thumps it out. Kemp's in front. Riccardi did well. Boundary throw in.
Despite the scoreboard, you'd have to say that really it's only been Geelong's mistakes that have allowed the Eagles in. They've given away a couple of easy goals. They've missed a couple themselves.
Ablett flies. Ball loose behind. Mensch can't pick it up. Now he's got problems. Still he goes. Brewer surrounded. Mensch knocks it goalward. The pressure enormous down there from this defence. It spills wide. Bairstow's in front. Worsfold reaches in and knocks it out of bounds. That was terrific.
Yeah, the pressure of the Eagles in defence has been outstanding all day today. They've turned the ball over. They've won it back from Geelong. And once again have been the rebound.
Barnes in the front spot. Kemp taps it away. McKenna read it beautifully. Superb play by the West Coast defence. Wilson waits for it. Riccardi with a chance now. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Geelong have to get a goal before half-time. Takes his man on. Kicks it towards the 40-metre mark. Brownless at the back. McIntosh, good mark. Billy, pick yourself up. Can't lay down in a situation like this. McIntosh away. To Turnbull. To Hart. It's a formidable defence. To Waterman. The juggernaut is rolling now. Well played, O'Reilly. Bairstow. It's a hot moment for Geelong. Bairstow's kick not good. Very poor. Gave it up to Kemp too easily. A minute remaining before half-time.
Dean Kemp has been very good. Here's Lewis up ahead. Kemp, his 15th possession. Goes for distance. Down towards full forward. Sumich stays out of the congestion. The mark is held by O'Reilly. Sumich hanging back. Now McGrath's got it. Out of the back pocket. Sends play towards the outer side. Banfield's in front. It pitches just inside the field of play and runs out of bounds. So a throw in. Well, Geelong will have to regroup at the half. A real test for them now. The appetite terrific from the West Coast Eagles. Barnes is up. Thumps it forward. Worth a kick. Taken by Tudor. Strong tackle. McKenna got him down. Loose ball. Crashing in his wheels. Couldn't control it. It spills back to Kemp. Kemp towards half-forward Wilson, who is terrific early in this term. Keeps it going goalward. Chopped off by Mansfield. Tackled by Matera. Mansfield fights his way back. Matera's got him. Hoff ties him. And holding the ball's the decision. Fair enough. Great duel from that occasion. Mansfield penalised, and Matera's got it.
You're not allowed to drag the ball back in underneath you, and as you said, Dennis, it was there to be paid.
So Matera, after the siren, will kick from about 75 out. Bit of a race mile. The Smith medalist in 92, and according to the umpires, best on ground 8 times this season. Matera unloads for the spiral. Not so flash. But the team is travelling very nicely. Thank you very much. At half-time, the West Coast Eagles 8-12-60. And the Cats are 5-7-37. Geelong led by a point at quarter time, 4-4 to 4-3. Michael Malthouse is striding across the ground, purpose in his step. A consultation between two of the superstars for the Cats. Hocking obviously not right. And Ablett hasn't seen much of the ball this afternoon. Half-time at the MCG in the grand final. And the Eagles looking good. They lead 8-12 to 5-7.
Becker, Lendl, Ivanisevic, 3 of the superstars in the Australian Indoor Tennis Championships. Coming soon on 7.
Over 75 years, our reputation for engineering, reliability and innovation has become the envy of the world. Today, we've grown to become the largest airline in our region, reaching 93 cities across 5 continents. And over the next few months, we'll be introducing new ways to earn your business, like new Qantas Club lounges around the world, a new class of comfort and more space, lighter and more interesting meals, and a fresh new look inside our aircraft. All designed to make you feel at home whenever you fly.
Sizzler are serving great value meals for just $9.95, like steak with pepper sauce, or calamari and shrimp combo, or chicken parmigiana, and they're only $9.95 each.
That's top value.
If you've ever stood in front of the charred ruins of your house, you were probably glad there was one thing no fire can touch. Insurance. It puts things back together again.
This is Oasis. The refreshing fruit drinks nice teas made with natural fruit juice. They say one drink and you escape to a tropical oasis. Oh man, it works.
The 7 Sports Mitsubishi Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a Magna V6 Executive. Just dial the phone number you wish to vote for. Mark 1, Tony Modra, Adelaide. Mark 2, Gary Ablett, Geelong. Mark 3, James Cook, Carlton. Mark 4, Ashley McIntosh, West Coast. Mark 5, John Barnes, Geelong.
Sunday in a special 2-hour episode.
We're going to be looking at zoos right around the world.
Talk to the animals' journeys to Holland, England, Singapore, USA and Australia, showcasing the world's finest animals. Zoos of the World. Sunday on 7.
Monday.
The greenie who won't come down to earth.
I better make myself comfortable.
A rainforest protester who's become a tourist attraction.
Hello.
Left high and dry by his brothers in arms.
Well, they're not with him.
Real life, 6:30 Monday.
Half-time of the Melbourne Cricket Ground. The Qantas scoreboard, West Coast 8-12-60, lead Geelong 5-7-37 by 23 points. 4 goals, 9 in that quarter to 1 goal, 3. There were 13 scoring shots to just 4. And when you look back, Jared, 4 of the 5 Geelong goals came in a burst of 7 minutes in the opening quarter.
Yes, I guess you could say the West Coast could have sewn it up that quarter. They just absolutely dominating through midfield. When they did go down forward, Geelong, most occasions they really repelled beautifully, but on that occasion, Bill Bramless, in an individual performance, just launched himself and made sure he wasn't going to let go his chance for Mark of the Year. But he needs to get more, as does Gary Ablett. One of the problems has been the way that the zone defence from the West Coast has really just shattered the confidence of the Geelong defenders. They've given away 2 goals from simple kick-ins, Evans getting the one from Hinkley and also the one you saw on screen. I think the one that Evans got was really the time where the confidence for Geelong really just deserted them. But they need a lift. If they're going to get back into this game, it's got to be led by their senior players. Ablett, Bairstow and Couch in the middle have really been a little bit down. Bairstow in particular needs to lift. Couch has got a few out of the centre and got a goal on the board. But Ablett's got to start leading again, doesn't he?
Well, Geelong really with an uphill task now. They trail by 23 points. West Coast must be licking their lips at this stage. 8-12 to 5-7. We'll take a break from the Melbourne Cricket Ground.
How was the second honeymoon?
Unbelievable. Day 1, David's getting breakfast. Next thing, he's standing on the bed wearing nothing but the tray.
Kate!
Right. He trips, wrecks his knee, and we've got scrambled eggs from here to the Gold Coast. Luckily, we've got Aussie Car Assist with the comprehensive insurance. They brought us back home from Queensland and they brought the car back.
Aussie Assist sounds expensive.
That's free.
Well, what sort of insurance company does that?
RACV Insurance. It's not just another insurance company.
G'day, Romeo.
You had
We'll have a fair bit to do when we get to a new place. Yeah, you're not wrong. We'll have to find a laundromat for Danny. Psychiatrist for Danny. And we'll have to find a video shop. Where are the yellow pages? Danny, where are the yellow pages? Have you seen the yellow pages?
Oh, I've packed them.
He's careful how he picks his friends. He's the gentle, sensitive type. He believes in letting you know just how he feels. He goes his own way. And he knows that nothing captures the essence of man like the fragrance of Root. Root, men are back.
It's the most awarded car in Australia's motoring history. Now it's refined and even better. The new Holden Commodore Acclaim Series 2 is Australia's safest family car ever, with a unique combination of independent rear suspension, anti-lock braking, and a driver's side airbag, all standard for around $30,000. The new Holden Commodore Acclaim Series 2. When it comes to safety, your family wins. There's nothing quite like a Holden.
Aye, man. Hey, you know afternoon tea is now very cool. Oasis also come in iced teas made with natural fruit juice. Only problem is, now we're drinking our tea cool. What we're going to do with our tea cozy is... Good idea, man.
Get it on, we'll switched on. Epson. Inkjet printers, superfine lasers give us Epson. Epson are the most switched on. Ow. Get it on, we'll switched on. Epson. Yeah. Get it on, we'll switched on. Epson.
Should start now.
(1994) is the International Year of the Family, and time to focus on the importance of families in our lives. In Australia, we have families of many shapes and sizes. In 1994, we are celebrating this diversity and recognising the contribution which all families make to our nation's culture. The Australian Football League invites you to celebrate the Australian family.
We are one, but we are many, and from all the lands on earth we come. We share our dream and sing with one voice. I am, you are, we are Australia. We are one, but we are many, and from all the lands on earth we come. We share a dream and sing with one voice. I am, you are, we are Australia. We are one, but we are many, and from all the lands on earth we come. We share a dream and sing with one voice. I am, you are, we are Australia.
Would you celebrate with one of Australasia's foremost performers, Lisa Edwards, and introducing Drew McAllister, together with the Rock Eisteddfod family.
Riding on the highway, coming to a show, stopping on the byways, playing rock and roll, getting round, getting stoned, getting beat up, broken bones, getting had, getting took. I tell you folks, it's harder than it looks. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
now, please welcome Australia's premier recording and concert artist, Deborah Byrne, to share with us a song she wrote for her daughters, Don't Take This Love Away.
I haven't always done what's best. It took some time to come around. But I've been given second chances. I won't let you down. When you hurt me, I'm forgiven. In your eyes, I see a way to believe in something more. It's getting better every day. No matter how hard I try, there are days that are gonna bring me down. But there's no need to worry. I'm on the side of what I found. Baby, I'm alright. It's your love that reaches me. With a heart that won't say no unless you can depend upon. I'll be strong and I won't let go. Each day I cross my heart down on my knees and pray. Don't take this love away. I know I'll do this right. I swear I'll never stray. Don't take this love away. And it's your love that reaches me. With a heart that won't say no unless you can depend upon. I'll be strong and I won't let go. Each day I cross my heart down on my knees and pray. Don't take this love away. I know I'll do this right. I swear I'll never stray. Don't take this love away. Don't take this love away. Don't take this love away. Each day I cross my heart down on my knees and pray. Don't take this love away. I know I'll do this right. I swear I'll never stray. Don't take this love away. Each day I cross my heart down on my knees and pray.
Celebrating with us today, welcome special guests as they ask you to shout for the Australian family.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up, throw my hands up, throw my hair back. Come on now, don't forget to say you will. Don't forget to say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say you will. Say it right now, baby. Say you will. Come on, come on. Say you will. Say it now, now. Say you will.
thank all today's performers. The International Year of the Family reinforces family values, not just for a year, but for our children's children. For our society to flourish, families must flourish. Let's look after families.
Tribute to the Australian family, the half-time entertainment for the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Back with the second half after this.
My blokes have always had the muscle, but the work cover people reckon that's not enough. We all had to get fitter, they said. Helps cut the strain, and it works for the blokes and for the business.
Work covers working to stop injuries.
Whenever there's a goal, there's always a roar. Whoever takes a mark is always a star. Whenever there's a team, there's always 40 fans. When 40 seasons here, there's always Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. Always Coca-Cola. There's nothing like our football, there's nothing like our heroes. As long as there is third, there's always the real thing. Coca-Cola is always the one. When you're at the game, there's always Coca-Cola. It's the last one we need and dance for Coca-Cola. Kerner and Jakovic, always Coca-Cola.
When a Black & Decker variable speed 13mm hammer drill starts at only $100.
That's an improvement.
When a Black & Decker high-performance jigsaw now has pendulum action for even faster cutting.
That's an improvement.
And when Black & Decker random orbit sanders start from around $100.
It's home improvement days.
Black & Decker home improvement days.
Al, you make this too easy.
Now on.
The flame trees will blind
Yet
the
another
wind
puppet on radio. That's Flame Trees, our new Fox Cruise song of the day.
Tune all your radios to 101.9 The Fox on Monday.
Because when we play it, someone will win $5,000.
Tune all your radios to 101.9 Fox FM.
Listen out for Flame Trees by Cold Chisel to win big.
You're telling me there's a new white bread that's really high in fibre? I'd like to eat that.
Oh, just look at that pack! Fantastic!
A high fibre bread that's soft, white and fluffy. I'd like to eat that.
Oh, great work! Incredible handling!
You mean my little girl won't even know it's high in fibre? I'd like to eat that.
He's really cutting through there!
Something that's good for me that I'm actually going to enjoy? Man, I like to eat that.
Tip-top high five! Unbelievable!
Say it with these words. Breathe in quietly. A cannon with these words. Won't disturb your family. When you've got something to say. Yeah, say it with these words. Anywhere you wanna be. Say it with these words. Portability. Fill in a bubble jet. Anywhere you work. Say it with those words. Yeah, say it with those words.
You spend most of your day sitting in one spot. You get stiff muscles, sore back. Now each shift the boss gets us to exercise. No more sprains and strains. So hey, it works.
Work covers working to stop injuries.
Qantas scoreboard at half-time in the grand final. West Coast 8-12, Geelong 5-7. More than 2,000 people are in the Birdswood showroom in Western Australia. And they're cheering home their beloved West Coast Eagles. Robert Dipper, Domenico, the Big Dipper and Neil Curley on the boundary line. Dipper, West Coast must be pretty happy.
Well, they are at the moment, Bruce. It's not over yet. A breeze did pick up in that last quarter, which helped the Eagles, and of course Geelong will now kick with the breeze. But the good news for the Eagles, some of the playmakers aren't their champions, like Jason Ball playing good at centre forward, Waterman on the wing, of course a young Tony Evans kicking 2 goals, and those 2 important hands-on.
Yeah, well, Malcolm Blight, of course, as we realise, has got terrible problems. If he can get his Geelong side up, he's a miracle man. They've got real problems all over the ground.
Second half starts, 8-12, 5-7. Barnes out of the centre. Geelong needing 2 quick goals, no question about that. They've got to put some pressure back on West Coast. Pike's kick, bouncing ball. Steve Hocking has had a quiet one. Chris Lewis has been brilliant. Handball inside, gives Hetty the run of it, picked it up superbly, ran into Evans, goes to ball. Could kick a goal, but sprays it completely and out of bounds on the fall. They've had their chances, West Coast, to have destroyed Geelong. They haven't quite put them away.
Particularly Jason Ball, who has been quite effective, but he has let a lot of opportunities slip through his hands.
He's kicked 2 points, Ball, and 1 out of bounds on the fall. O'Reilly goes out wide. Mansfield, who's been Geelong's best. Kempu would be in front of the Norm Smith, was voted on at half-time. Brilliant first half by the playmaker. The best and fairest of the club in their premiership year.
Inside information. You're voting today, Bruce. Right at the back, it's taken by Couch. A high floated out towards half forward. Coming up to mid at McKenna. Tries to go back to Worsfold. Hard against the line. It's out of bounds on the full. Rather untidy. Riccardi's got it. Goes for distance. In front down there was Mensch. It runs free behind. Brownless has got it. Tudor, cleverly played. Got it down to Couch on his left foot. He goes for home and misses to the near side. Worth a try. Ball Couch. Solid so far. 9 possessions.
Both Geelong and the West Coast have lined up pretty similar to the way they finished the first half.
McKenna finds Pike as at left half back, pulls it back for Jakovic. Jakovic decides to go for a run. His second bounce carries him down towards the wing. He kicks towards half forward. Hetty's in front. McGrath from behind. Brewer roving the pack. The ball was taken away by Wilson. 52 metres out, down towards full forward. Back goes Mansfield with courage. Great mark.
Because he, along with Riccardi, have probably been Geelong's best players today.
Decides to go long. Matera can get back and put pressure on Hickmott. Matera holds it up. Hickmott tries to get rid of him. Banfield gets it back out. Here's Worsfold at centre wing. A centering kick. Big fly by Hetty and a terrific mark. Had the drop on them.
Yeah, I thought Tim McGrath could have done a bit better. He appeared to go for the mark himself. But when you're going against Brett Hetty, who's an outstanding overhead mark for his size, defence must be at the forefront of your mind.
Hetty today with 1 goal. He's kicked 1 out of bounds on the fall and a behind. He missed an easy shot in the second term. Goes through his ritual, setting himself up before he shoots for goal.
Interesting that both Colbert and Brown are still on the interchange bench for a side that's well down. Blight really hasn't shown much adventure with his use of the interchange.
Hetty to shoot from about 40 metres out. Well, they'll be disappointed. He's missed some chances as Hetty. He really should have kicked 3 goals. Mainwaring injured on the bench with Bond and Hines. So Geelong hang in by default really at 8-13 to 5-8.
O'Reilly thumping kick towards the outer side. Turnbull fisting away from Barnes. Bairstow a little slow. Flung it on the boot. Carries the centre line. Taken by Wills. Gets it back to Pickering. Pickering kicks down towards full forward. Up comes Ablett. Got a hand to it. It spills to Mensch. He snaps and misses. Quick transference there for the Cats. No doubt they talked about their kicking in at half-time. There's Gary Hocking. They're strapping that leg again. I think they are. The strapping was off when he came back on the ground. I thought for a moment they may have given up as far as he was concerned for the afternoon. Jakovic takes the mark, plays on. Sends Waterman into space. This is dangerous for Geelong. Waterman can run up the defence now. Still he goes. He could score from here, Waterman. He runs to the 50, settles, goes for home. It's a good-looking kick. Mansfield gets down there, dropped the mark. Across the line it goes. To behind. No conviction now when they're good players like that man are making mistakes and limping.
Ball seemed to hold up on him just for a moment, didn't he? Didn't quite time it right. 8-14, 5-9. What can Geelong do? O'Reilly goes long. They've given away that short ploy. Cost them 2 goals. The thump away from Barnes, or too slow. Pickering does get his kick away. Into the centre, a wrestle there. Bouncing ball. Kemp's won most of these. Bairstow needs to lead by example. Ablett sets himself, hasn't been able to get off the ground. Got a bit of a push. Hart loves this, doesn't he? Runs away. Will kick the ball close to the boundary line. He'll probably hope it goes out. Brewer and also Waterman out of play. Well, Gary Ablett again unable to get off the ground today. Can't remember him leaping for one against North Melbourne last week. Bairstow thumped away by Jakovic. Pickering at centre wing. Worsfold underneath it. Kemp will be pretty happy to run it over. And it'll be a throw in. Geelong in attack, but about 75 metres from goal. It seems such a long way home for them at the moment. Hines, who missed out in 92, sitting with Bond, a rookie. And Mainwaring, who must be desperately disappointed. Free kick for the Cats. It'll come back to Pickering. Ablett motionless in the goal square.
Margin 23 points. Now Ablett moves. The kick well in short. It was touched, I think, in the direction of Wills, who couldn't control it. It goes across the boundary line. So a throw in. About 35 metres from the Cats' attacking goal. They desperately need a goal here. Barnes, who's tried hard for them, goes up in front. Hart at close quarters, very close quarters. Got it to Kemp, who had the ball. Well, the umpire has decided to penalise the West Coast Eagles, and Couch will get the free. Somebody, one of the Eagles, had it in there. Fell to the ground, and holding the ball was the decision. So Paul Couch will kick it goal from about 40 out. He's going at his second. Tries to come back, but it won't. Off hands, I thought, against the post, wasn't it? Brownless has taken the mark. Well, interesting one. Brownless has got the ball deep in the pocket.
He's got to make a decision here. Either he goes back and tries to kick the goal, or he passes. Once there's no passing options on, he's got to kick it.
Around he comes, pulls it back. He's got it.
The Mitsubishi Magna V6. With V6 power under the bonnet, you can take just about anything with you, including the kitchen sink. Is there a Magna V6 in front of your house?
Has got both Geelong's goals since quarter time. He kicked their only goal in the second quarter. He gets the all-important first goal here. 8-14 to 6-9, and the Cats coming back. They need another one to top it off. Bairstow runs hard. Free kick, though. Oh, that's awful play. That's 50 metres against the captain. The umpire was in a very good position. Giving up the free kick to Pike. And now Pike can attack from 60 metres. Heady running loose, now picked up by McGrath. Pike looking for a short option. Not quite close enough to goal. He's got Kemp short, he goes in there. They gain about 6 metres. Kemp at about 54 metres. Turnbull lurking in the pocket. Now goes short to Turnbull, gets him. They're inside 50 suddenly.
Just working it away, working it around, inching closer to the goals. Pretty ordinary defence by Geelong. Those two short passes been on for 20 seconds before they delivered them.
Very patient, aren't they?
Have to plug the holes in a situation like that. Make sure the gaps are sealed. Turnbull to kick. He'll kick right on 50. Good kick off the boot. Just fading away. It's a behind. 8 goals, 15 West Coast. 6 goals, 9 Geelong. And here's Pike's free kick. Now you'll see. Well, Pike made the most of it, but there was something there anyway, and the umpire was right on it. Starting to rain at the MCG. 8-15, 6-9.
O'Reilly. Down the middle this time. Turnbull from behind, fists away, taken by Pickering across to Couch. Can they rally? Couch towards half forward. Awkward looking kick, that one. Fisted away from Minch by Jakovic. It fell forward. Over the ball is Waterman, a good player since he replaced Mainwaring. McKenna gets it out to Wilson. Wilson boots it down towards half forward. McGrath leads in the race. The boundary line is close. And a friend of McGrath's. He runs it across, and a boundary throw in. Down towards left half forward for the West Coast Eagles. Hocking is off the bench, at least for a moment. Will they try him again? Hooked behind by Turnbull. Eventually it comes to Barnes. Good hand pass. Falling to the ground, he got it to McGrath. McGrath's probing kick. Big pack. Brownless was high. And away they come once more. This is McKenna. He got it from Jakovic. He comes to the wing. Kemp gets an obliging bounce. Kicks it down towards half forward. In front Evans. It was fisted away by Mansfield. Pickering. That was a very strong tackle applied by Wilson. Taken by Evans. The kick past half forward now. Ball runs onto it. Loose ball favours him. It sits for him. 25 metres out. It's a goal.
Going up. First floor, menswear, women's
Get the age and you could win $10,000 cash deposited into a National Visa or MasterCard, plus enough Flybuys points for 2 return interstate airfares.
Fourth floor, cosmetics, hosiery and travel.
With $10,000 to spend,
Fifth floor,
you won't know where to start.
bridal wear and lingerie.
Details in tomorrow's Age.
9:15.69. Ball's goal stretches it to 24 points again. Barnes, who delivered a brilliant handball. Gary Hocking back on. Pickering. You see that there's a swirly. Here's Hocking from 55. Measures it. Ablett gets underneath it. Brennan with him. It's out of bounds in the pocket. Brennan has done very well on Ablett, as Mickey Martin did last week. Ablett going into this grand final with 15 goals in his 3 finals matches this season. He kicked 9 here in 1989. He and Morris Rioli, the only 2 men to have lost a grand final and won the Norm Smith medal for the best on the ground. Barnes. Jakovic has been good in this quarter, taken off in by Mensch. They appeal Geelong for holding the ball. Will they get it? I think they might. No. Something's happening down below. Free kick. It's going against Groundless to McIntosh, and all that would have happened with the ball. Someone's been laid out. Behind play.
Billy, I think, just fainted, Bruce. Just went down looking for a free kick. Billy Brownless. Pickering looks as if he's about to come off the ground after this throw-in to be replaced by Paul Brown.
Geelong boat, 4 goals behind. Here's Brewer, has been quiet. Good tackle on him by Kemp. Hocking. Brewer's hip and shoulder okay. Worsfold did that beautifully. Jakovic, a big quarter so far. Back to centre wing, Mansfield. Claims it. Well, if Kemp's the best for West Coast, there's no question who the best is for Geelong. It's this young man, Michael Mansfield, the 23-year-old.
From half back towards half forward. Barnes and Brownless, one of them. Barnes in front, I fancy. Handley's coming off the ground. Is he? No. He's okay, but the worse for wear. Meantime, Barnes has got the ball. About 80 metres from goal. Brownless offers the lead. That's a very good mark. Very good. Initially, Barnes wanted Brownless to take the kick for the mark because I think he's a better kick. Smart thinking by Barnes, but the next best thing to do is kick it to Billy yourself. So Brownless, from about 35 metres out, has got 2. Very, very big kick, this one. Down by 24 points, the Cats. Brownless, very effective. Steers it through.
Tell me the 90s superwoman's fixing her own storm damage these days.
You could say that.
Really? Worried?
Actually, the insurance company got the emergency services out in the middle of the night and even organised the roofing contractor.
How about that cost a bomb?
No, it's free with my house and contents insurance. Aussie Home Assist, they call it.
What sort of insurance company does that?
Mum, it's the RACV on the phone. They want to know if everything's okay.
RACV Insurance. It's not just another insurance company.
What are you going to do now?
Switch?
18 points the difference. Malcolm Blight looks on. Billy Brownless has kicked Geelong's last 3 goals. He's got all of them since quarter time. It's getting very dark here at the MCG.
They really need to get a couple in a row now. Big lift in the midfield. Bairstow and Couch. Got to get the ball out of the centre. Hocking. He's in there. He's on one leg. That cork in the thigh's only going to continue to bleed. You see it on screen. Heavily strapped. Strapping won't be doing much. He's got his hand on a couple of balls. It'll be all important.
Geelong trying to rally. 9:15.79. Turnbull wins it out of the centre. Here's Kemp attacking. kicks it out wide. Evans goes hard with Mansfield. Good tackle in the end. It's got him. Well, he's having a day out, isn't he? That was Pike, I should say, with Mansfield. It's going to take Pike on too. Having a wonderful match. To half forward, Minch, big fly. Tudor tried to read it. Jakovic straight to Couch. Worsfold getting back. Bouncing ball. Ablett will go for Worsfold hard. He did. Took his eye off the footy. Charged the captain. Won't worry Worsfold too much.
Yes, and Ablett, just knowing that the ball's going to go out of bounds, he didn't hit him. He certainly tried, though.
Barnes, Tudor, Evans and Kemp. Kemp again. Supreme. Free kick as it coming back to West Coast against Tudor, I think. And he'll go to Tony Evans. It looks like his eye might have closed. Gary Hocking, we believe, the offender there. Now McKenna. Clever. Steps around Wills. Kicks it to centre wing. Ball sets himself. Hinkley from the side. Oh, Kemp read it beautifully, as he's done all day. Strides away with 3 bounces. Centering kick to Lewis. You don't get any better than that. The pressure of a grand final, to kick your head, hold it up, lead at the last moment and hit him on the chest. This will hurt Geelong if Lewis goes here.
Interesting how he ignored the lead of Sumich. Ended up going for the longer one of Lewis. As Banfield comes off the ground and Chris Mainwaring comes back onto the arena.
Raining steadily now at the MCG. Lewis goes from 50. Lewis, like so many of his teammates today, has missed 9-16 to 7-9. They were 4-3 at quarter time. They've kicked 5 goals, 13 since then, West Coast.
Can't put them away. Here's O'Reilly. Down the middle, Turnbull from behind, fisted forward, taken by Couch, who's lifting. Couch in the centre square, goes down towards half forward, ill-directed, Hart's there, knocked away by Tudor. Who's got the ground speed? Waterman in trouble. Tackled, but got the hand pass to Jakovic. He peels off half-back. Jakovic towards half-forward. Not a good kick, though. Only went about 15 metres. Rebound opportunity. Brewer gets it to Minch to Tudor. He's 55 metres out. Sets it up. Brownless in from the side. Flies. Fisted away by McIntosh. Ablett leads back in the race. Great desperation. Mainwaring got there in the nick of time, despite the lunge by Ablett. The ball is out of bounds. Boundary throw in. 9-16 to 7-9. Barnes is there with him, Turnbull. In the gloom, it falls behind them. Turnbull on his knees, slaps it out. Mike Sockers off the ground, up towards centre half back. Brewer playing, gets the kick away towards full forward. McIntosh got his fingertips to it. McKenna a little toe poke. Worsfold set harder task, under pressure. He gets it out of the goal square, and it comes to Mainwaring in space.
So often does it, Mainwaring, in the right place at the right time. He's come off the interchange bench. That a wobbly one. Brown, who hasn't had a kick since he came on 5 minutes ago, would love a good touch here. He gets it, has time to do something. Just blazes badly. Gives Jakovic the run. Well played, though, from the side by Brewer. Back to Jakovic. Good tackle on him. Geelong are giving it everything here. They know that this is their chance. Kemp on the end of it. Usually keeps a cool head. Runs around Minch. He is supreme, isn't he, Dean Kemp? A third bounce. Gets hold of it. Bad kick, but it should come off Evans. Brown's got to go for him. Evans rides it beautifully to Wilson, who kicked 2 second quarter goals. Steadying kick beauty. Well played. Waterman should go. Goes for it. Looks at it. Hooks it, and they cannot deliver the knockout.
Sumich slaps his eye in disgust. He's been ignored again.
They had to have a shot, Jared. 35 metres.
Well, he didn't have to. He could have gone back simply. He rushed it.
He's kicked 3 points and 1 out of bounds on the forward.
It's been outstanding play. Been the best 6 players for the West Coast.
O'Reilly again for distance. Turnbull over Barnes, gets it on the ground again. Wilson over the left shoulder. Kemp. 45 metres out, Dean Kemp. Will this be a goal? Yes, it will. A long time coming.
Bond is back.
It's always nice to be missed.
The ultimate secret agent.
You were fantastic.
Timothy Dalton is James Bond.
Time to leave.
Monday, 8:30.
Must have scared the living daylights out of her.
007 on 7, The Living Daylights.
Tuesday, a suspicious accident.
Who the hell would want to attack a priest?
Leads to an intriguing mystery.
What was your relationship with Father Leary?
A crime of the heart.
You know what they say about a woman's school?
Or a conspiracy to hide the truth.
No!
Blue Healers, 7:30 Tuesday on 7.
26-point margin. Kemp's first goal for the game's had 22 touches. Tudor has it ripped off. West Coast are going hard. Evans. High tackle. Matera. To Hart. To Turnbull. To full forward. Front spot, Waterman heady. He's kicked one already. Snaps. That's it, you'd reckon. You would say that was it. They're cheering at Burswood and they're cheering in here. The West Coast make its move for a second premiership.
Peter Matera getting involved, been well beaten to date by Riccardi. But it wouldn't surprise to see him burst onto the scene and kick a couple of quick goals. Once again, you can't do anything but sing the praises of Brett Head. He's such a talented player. Started the season beautifully, had a flat spot in the middle, but has really put together a final series to remember.
Geelong on their knees now. Is the fairy tale over? To 94, Mainwaring taken high. That was very crude. Mainwaring to get the free. Well, still advised by Bairstow. He needs to get in and get the ball. In front is ball. Takes the mark. Right on the 50. It's all one-way traffic at the moment. This young man has had a very productive afternoon. He was a priority draft pick for the West Coast Eagles. They've had an eye for talent over the seasons. That's a long kick. They contest a couple of metres out. Mansfield, the presence of mind, to fist it through for a behind. The lead increased for the Eagles. 11-18 to 7-9. The umpire had a word to Mark Bairstow. Here's O'Reilly.
Hanley calling for it. As Dennis said, they're on their knees now, Geelong. Hanley in the front spot. Barnes, high tackle, free kick. The one thing about the Eagles, they won't release the grip now. She had his head or neck nearly pulled off there, Barnes. To centre half forward. Bad kick, turnover again, Pike. Mistakes coming from Geelong now. Kemp again. 23 touches. Out to Waterman. Good half volley. Mansfield's got him. Play on call. Matera. Riccardi's done a job on him today. Been terrific. Still Matera. Taken off it by Mansfield. Free kick Matera. Riccardi down and out. Has not moved for about 20 seconds. Looks to be in trouble. Matera to the pocket. Well played, Mansfield again. Out of play. Now Riccardi picking himself up. We take a replay and see...
yeah, just got the knee. Matera left knee right in the scone.
Free kick to the Cats at half-back. Cat fans roar their approval. Ironic cheers. They reckon they're hard done by, but West Coast 11-18 to 7-9. Kemp, who has had a dislocated finger by the look of it, has had it pushed back into place. Brown gets it.
33 points the Eagles' way. Stephen Hawking goes over the top. Riccardi back in the action. He likes the situation. Riccardi running down towards half forward. 75 metres out and closing. He's about 55 metres out as he kicks. Down towards full forward. Groundless. Almost a one-hander. Perhaps he would have been better advised to leave it. Tudor was pushed. Back comes Brownless. No free kick. Ablett's over the ball. Ripley holding the ball. He needs to be careful. The umpire calls for it.
You've got to say that Geelong have probably done what they set out to do, and that's keep the wings quiet. Mainwaring and Matera have had no effect, although Waterman, Mainwaring's replacement, has done well.
Turnbull towards the boundary. Picked up by Wills. Good effort from there. They'll contest about 5 metres out. Jakovic standing tall, got a fist on that one and forced to behind.
I guess they've also kept Jakovic fairly quiet. McKenna's had an excellent day once again. But such is the strength, the overall evenness of this side, that even the best laid game plans can fall apart.
Well, given the Brownlow voting, we can't rule Matera out for the Smith medal just yet.
That's right.
But
McKenna from full-back goes long this time. Jakovic the target. Brewer, well played to Wills. Goes for goal from 50. Bangs it right back there. Is it over the line? It is. It's a behind. 7-11 to 11-18. Well, what Geelong fans would do for a couple of Gary Ablett goals in a hurry.
Or a couple of Gary Ablets.
Yes, 84 to 53. Not much from the champ today. Not that champ. The Geelong champ. Here's McKenna taking his time. They've been relentless, haven't they, West Coast? Typical. Again, Jakovic. Brewer again did a good job. Forces it forward. Wills can't quite get it past Pipe. Kemp sits on it and lets it go out of play. Just reads the play so brilliantly, Dean Kemp. Had knee problems earlier this year. Missed 2 or 3 games in a row. 31-point margin. 3 minutes remaining.
At the top, Turnbull back towards the boundary. And across the line it goes. So the Cats need something. And they did it quickly. Just over 3 minutes till three-quarter time. Misting rain falling. Barnes decisively taken by McKenna. Hasn't got the ball. No free kick. Played on and did very well. Got it to Pike. Hard against the line. He kicks towards the wing. McGrath comes storming across. Valiant attempt to mark. Couldn't. It ricochets across the line.
Very unobtrusive Don Pike, but once again doing his job effectively. 17 touches in the middle and containing a valuable player.
Barnes. Big spring, thumps it away, Counts controlled it. The advantage of knocking to Bairstow. Bairstow 70 metres out, looks for Ablett, got hands to it, couldn't hang on. Can he find it on the ground, or more particularly, can he control it? He's got plenty of company down there, Worsfold and Brennan. It comes to Hinkley, who snaps and kicks it behind.
Get back to 5 goals, Geelong. 30 points the difference. 11-18 to 7-12. McKenna wide. Got Matera. Finds him. Beautiful kick. Matera at 50 metres defensive side. Just 7 kicks and a couple of handballs. Centre wing. Good long kick. Looking for Wilson. Well played at the back by Brown. Still Brown. Very well played. But a bad kick there by Brownless. Under pressure taken by Hart. Good rebound again by Hart today. 13 touches after this. Good distance, centre wing. McGrath at the back. He's got his hands full again. Very different opponent to last week. This time Heady with Carey last week. McGrath bangs it back, hoping for a Mensch mark. Or maybe Barnes from the side. Turnbull. Jakovic just crashes his way through to Evans. Evans to half forward. Lewis in the front spot. Stephen Hocking with Lewis. Just trying to hold him up. Hocking tries to run away. Well played. To Bairstow. Too slow. Much too slow, Bairstow. West Coast to try and rebound. Gary Hocking struggling, obviously, to the boundary line and out of play.
Well, you do have those kinds of days, unfortunately, for Mark Bairstow. He's having one in the grand final.
Throw in on the 50. Ball and Handley. Handley over the top. Here's Lewis. Goes to the boundary line. They stay off him. He settles and kicks it down towards full forward. Sumich going back on O'Reilly, and that's a very good mark. A lot of strength and evidence there. Sumich, who's got one this afternoon from an errant kick in. Great grab. It's a fine record against the Cats in finals. Going for his second here, but his 22nd and only his 4th final against Geelong. From point-blank range, he's got it. And you get the feeling this far from home it's all over.
Great use of the body there by Peter Sumich. Strong player, Stephen O'Reilly. He's beaten Sumich in most one-on-one contests. But on this occasion, he got the big backside out the back, which sheltered his arms a little bit. He was able to hug it into the chest.
margin out to 6 goals. 12-18 to 7-12. 20 seconds remaining in this, the third quarter. Bairstow to the pocket. Ablett with Brennan. Ablett tries to get it back. Brownless trapped it. Held up, though, by McIntosh. Jakovic just out of play. And that should be it. Looked for a moment as if it might have gone off his boot, out of bounds on the full. But boundary umpire didn't see it that way. Barnes. And the siren sounds, and West Coast with 4 goals to Geelong's 2 in the third quarter have what would seem an unassailable lead at three-quarter time in the grand final. West Coast 12-18-90, Geelong 7-12-54.
King Richard the Lionheart played 320 games for Essendon and is one of 4 men to have won 3 Brownlow medals. The captain of 4 premiership teams, Nick Reynolds will present the AFL Premiership Trophy to this year's winning captain and coach.
Over 75 years, our reputation for engineering, reliability and innovation has become the envy of the world. Today, we've grown to become the largest airline in our region, reaching 93 cities across 5 continents. And over the next few months, we'll be introducing new ways to earn your business, like new Qantas Club lounges around the world, a new class of comfort and more space, lighter and more interesting meals, and a fresh new look inside our aircraft. All designed to make you feel at home whenever you fly.
You trying to do yourself an injury, mate?
Well, no, Mike, I was trying to save money by doing it myself.
To save Big Ted, you need the new Mitre 10 Spring Project catalogue. The new McCulloch electric trimmer's just $109, Dulux wash and wear $79.95, bonus packs of weed and feed just $6.95, and the painting advice book's free with any accent paint purchase. What about the gate, Ted?
Well, I'm just trying to save money, Mike.
Yes, you can, Ted, with Mitre 10.
Spend our life recovering four-wheel drives, holes in fuel tanks, sumps, blown tyres, whatever. I need a vehicle with a lot of power, a lot of torque, to climb sand hills, and for towing. The 4-cylinder engine, this vehicle has got a lot of power and a lot of low-down torque.
4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive, Ford Courier's 2.6-litre engine has 20% more power than Hilux.
Remember that call from the new phone company? The guy spent 5 minutes giving me his pitch. I thought, terrific. Big savings on my mobile phone bills. Forget Australian owned. I'd throw that out the window if I could get big savings. So, I spent half the weekend, analysed every telecom mobile net phone bill in the place. Then I compared them to the other guy's rates. Big savings, they just weren't there. And I wasted a Saturday. And what for? Maybe save a couple of dollars? Maybe not.
At Telecom Mobile Net, we thrive on the competition. To save you time, we'll prepare an analysis against our competitors' rates.
And you'd like your bill analysed and compared?
Then,
sure.
You be the judge. Phone 018 018 050. Put us to the test.
Three-quarter time in the Melbourne Cricket Ground. West Coast 12-18, Geelong 7-12.
This match is part of the Fosters' 1994 AFL Premiership season.
Lights have been turned on at the MCG just on the three-quarter time break. It's very dark and gloomy here, and very gloomy for Geelong. Now, a reminder about the mark of the year that you've taken part in that contest all day. We'll be announcing the winners at the conclusion of today's match. Well, Neil Curley and Dipper on the boundary line. Can the Cats resurrect something here, fellows?
Well, Bruce, I'd just about say it's a lost cause for Geelong. I don't know what Malcolm Blight can get out of these players. He's asked them for one last final effort. there's no positional moves that can make them turn this game around. It is now up to the players to show some real character and see if they can just prevent West Coast from making this a one-way traffic in the last quarter.
And for the West Coast, there's a bit of excitement in that huddle there, three-quarter time, but I've got to remind them, back in '84, we were 5 goals up and got done by Essendon. This game is playing. Of course, girls. But Mickey Malthouse just said to his players, look, boys, 1 quarter to go. You've got to keep your heads now, and important too, keep your feet, because it's a little bit slippery out here at the moment as well.
The big problem for Geelong is there's no midfielders or ball carriers coming through the centre. The West Coast boys are reading them follow the ball much, much better. They're taking it off the packs, and they're creating run with their forward handball.
And once again, the West Coast defence has been outstanding. Guy McKenna, so far for me, is best on ground, and Djakovic is starting to get into the game. So, Bruce, I think we're looking forward to maybe an Eagles win here.
It looks that way. Thanks for that, Tipper, and also to Neil Curley. Well, Mark Bairstow will be disappointed today. 7 kicks, 5 handballs, caught a couple of times. But Dean Kemp will be delighted with what he's done.
Yeah, another brilliant third quarter after a terrific first half. He's total 18 and 5. He had 7 kicks in that quarter. But importantly, he ran with the football, set up a couple of goals, a brilliant pass into Chris Lewis, who converted. He is an outstanding player with a big future, and certainly he's got Brownlow medal written all over him.
Norm Smith as well.
Oh.
Now, just thinking, they've kept teams under 10 goals 11 times this year, West Coast. Geelong at 7. The defence is really symbolic today of what's happened for 24 matches throughout the year.
Well, the defence really starts in the middle, doesn't it? We've got 6 defenders plus everybody in the middle, probably bar Kemp, with a one-on-one role.
It's good beyond scary, that defence.
Start of the final term. Barnes, Gary Hocking, Bairstow. Sure, that's what Geelong were hoping for in their dreams last night. Barnes to Hocking to Bairstow as they exploded against Footscray in the opening match of the finals on the Saturday evening. Out of play.
It really was a body blow to Geelong. I guess the Eagles have had plenty of players on the bench that could cover perhaps any injury, but to lose Gary Hocking, their key midfielder, was really disastrous.
Bairstow, little handball, pressure from Mainwaring, and again out of play. Well, Michael Malthouse kept his players together for a long time at three-quarter time. Geelong were out there for about a minute and a half, in position, trying to G one another up. West Coast as a group, maybe savouring the moment. I'm not sure if Mickey looks 30 minutes ahead. Evans, he does in his planning, but not emotionally perhaps, as Mainwaring's long kick. Hanley keeps it in, gets around ball that time, back, Mainwaring. His ball again at about 65 metres to the point of the square. Waterman came from about 10 metres behind Sumich and O'Reilly and took an uncontested mark within 20 metres of goal.
Well, one of the great indicators of how good a side is to have a look at the calibre of the player on the bench. And Chris Waterman, who has probably only up until today had about 20 minutes on the ground in the finals, is just an outstanding player. He'd be one of the top liners at almost any other club.
It's missed a couple today, but his contribution has been significant, and from point-blank range puts through another one.
Geelong really have to find something as a team here. There really is a danger now that this game could break right open. Andrew Wills coming off the ground, and Lee Colbert having his first run on, which is good for him to get some finals experience, perhaps a future captain of the club. He lined up on Ashley McIntosh the last time they played. McIntosh started at centre-half forward. Perhaps he would have had that role again today. McIntosh started in defence on Browners.
Turnbull and Barnes go at it again. It falls at their feet. This is Couch hurriedly onto the boot. Out wide, Matera leads in the race. Quiet afternoon for him. Matera with plenty of time. Kemp, anything but quiet, just forward of the wing. 23 possessions so far.
3 opponents, and no slouches either. Pickering, Couch and Bairstow.
McKenna. They're toying with them now. This is Pike. Plenty of time. They'll contest about 20 metres out. Waiting behind. It's grabbed by Waterman. He gets another one.
was drunk.
It was an accident.
I was drunk.
But you didn't mean to.
Everyone knows where the world's most famous French fries come from. The finest whole potatoes, of course, at McDonald's.
Well, since quarter time, West Coast have kicked 10 goals and Geelong have kicked 3. They're murdering them now. Bairstow out of the centre to full forward. Brennan tries a half volley. McKenna, who's played a superb game, to Jakovic, to Mainwaring. Turnbull's loose. It's all happening now. The spirit of Geelong, you feel, might have been well and truly broken. Turnbull to centre half forward. Sumic sets into a ball again. Well, we knew he was a good player, but after today, he has elevated himself one notch in this grand final.
Big fly from the big fellow. He really has grown legs as the game has progressed. Play at any midfield position, up the back, up forward, and go into the ruck. He's done it all at various stages for the West Coast this year. And it's really ominous for all clubs in the competition at the depth of talent that the West Coast have.
It's kicked 1 goal. It's kicked 2 goals. Well, he's one of 6 players out there today who weren't there in 1992. So this will be extra special. His first premiership. 15-18 to 7-12.
Good on him. I guess he was fighting with Jason Spinks for the extra tall position out on the ground. Also with Paul Harding at the start of the year. There weren't many positions available, but he's grabbed one and taken full toll of it.
Evans upended. We'll get a free kick. And the clock is running slowly now for the Cats. It's gone. Mike out of the middle, down towards half forward. Simic comes on a lead. Bounced obligingly for him. He's 45 metres out. Turns. I think he's missed. Narrowly. Simic. 2 goals this afternoon. And the lead now, a massive one. 109 to 54. Here's Brown to put it in. Played so well against Calgary a couple of weeks back. Barnes wants it home. Why not? Brown goes in that direction. In fact, Handley chips in from the side. It's fisted away, taken by Hetty. Across to Evans. Quick release. Kemp tried to soccer it. Mike's over the ball. A couple over him. It's locked in there somewhere. Out of bounds. The official attendance today, 93,860 at the MCG.
West Coast within about 45 metres of goal. Wilson thumps it towards the boundary line. Stephen Hocking and Chris Lewis out of play. Well, it's close to a full house. You can't see any vacant seats, but capacity at the MCG is supposedly 98,000. So not far short of that. Evans goes for it. And Brown, like a goalkeeper, takes the mark. 15-19 to 7-12. Since quarter time, West Coast have kicked 11-16 to 3-8. It's what they did to them in 92. They kicked 10 goals to 4 after half-time. They've done the same thing. Gary Hocking to McGrath. At half-back. Gets it in towards the centre square. Colbert from the side. Having his first run. Stephen Hocking flat-footed. In trouble, takes a long time to get the handball away. Riccardi, Matilda to try and run him down. Geelong go forward. Ablett the target. Hard at the back. Still hard. Bouncing ball out of play. 8 and 5, named in the back pocket by the AFL All-Australian selectors this year.
Yep. Changing fortunes, he played only 8 games last season. David Hart, who started with West Perth back in, it was 82. Long time ago now. Out of defence, it swung towards the outer side, and the mark is held by Chris Lewis. doing as they like. I think it was Banfield who kicked it out there. Lewis goes in short. Pike has got it. Cross half back. 15-19 to 7-12. Mainwaring up in front. Spent some time on the bench with what appeared to be a back injury. Tough time this for players of both sides. They know the results beyond doubt. Here's ball. Handley, big fist away, back towards the wing. Brewer, away to Hocking, virtually on one leg. He kicks to the middle. Couch. He's tried pretty hard. Alongside the centre circle. Only his 15th possession. There's Billy Brownless up ahead. 3 goals this afternoon as Hines comes back onto the ground. Matera roving the pack, knocks it down. Awkward bounce for Couch. Matera with dash. Lost control of the ball. Steve Hocking falling to the ground. Got it out. Brewer, good evasion. Quick hands too. Gets it back to Brownless. Unloads for a big one. It's a shocker. It wobbles out wide. Attempt at the mark. Missed there by Mensch. And Jakovic comes away. Jakovic, at left half back. 3 bounces. Kicks towards half forward. In from the side. Mansfield. He's taken the mark, but there was going to be a free kick. It will go Geelong's way, and Mansfield paid a price there. Had he heard the whistle a little bit earlier, it may have saved him.
Here's Mansfield, great grab. Almost hurt himself. Surprised to see Mansfield not perhaps given a run up forward in the second half. Geelong had nothing to lose, could have maybe thrown their side around a little bit. Have maintained their predictable lineup.
McGrath to full forward, Ablett at the back. McIntosh, chance now for Ablett in the pocket. Probably didn't realise he had a bit more room than he had. 33 years of age today, and not much more to celebrate for Gary Ablett's had no impact at all on this game. McKenna, I mean, dare you say it, but he actually has played like a 33-year-old today. Pike at half-back. Mainwaring was on the other side of the ground a moment ago. Centering kick to full forward. Hanley went at it hard with Brown. Heady got a boot in there with McGrath out of play. Wills, who excited Geelong early, he was, I think, a catalyst when they kicked those 4 goals in 7 minutes. Hanley and Ball, Evans and Hocking. What a disappointment for Buddha today. Unable to give his best because of an injury when he was tripped in the first quarter. Mark Bairstow gets it from Hocking. Blazes away. Hines. Paddock here. This is where Pike loves to run into a bit of space. Great tagger, but he finds space so well. Evans normally goals from this situation. He's got it. It's another one, his third.
The Mobile Millions prizes keep rolling out because the winners keep winning. It's so easy. Just scratch your ticket to win instantly. Win the new Ford Falcon GLI, up to $1,000 of free fuel, plus over 2 million consolation prizes. But if you don't win instantly, your ticket goes into the second chance draw. And every week there's yet another new Falcon to be won. In all, there's a winner about every 2 seconds with Mobile Millions.
So the margin out to 60 points. Here's Hocking again to Mansfield. Geelong's best. Breaks away from the wing, goes down towards half forward. Jakovic in best position, comes over the top. Big fist on it. Worsfold. Put it out to Hart. Hart went to ground. Didn't do much with it. This is Hinkley. He's right on the 50. Some indecision. Now he heads for home. Down towards full forward. Brennan the master again in that confrontation. Well done by Tudor. Hooked it back. Intended for Ablett, who's still got a half chance, but McIntosh worries him out of it. Brennan, under pressure, kept a cool head. Gets it to McKenna. And once again, they bring it away. Touch ball. It comes to Hines. He feeds it out wide. McKenna's got it. Right half back. They're putting on a clinic now, the West Coast Eagles. Kemp, rather untidy hand pass. As a result, Colbert a chance. Did brilliantly. Beat about 3 of them. Couch to Hocking. 60 metres from goal. He pulls it back. Mensch is the target. With him is Jakovic. Jakovic comes away. Kicks into open space. Brewer and Mainwaring. It's a foot race. And that's typical of the day. Mainwaring wanted it more. He wanted front position. And that will do the Eagles. Out of bounds on the centre wing.
They lead by 10 goals, the Eagles, and they have kicked the last 7 goals in this match without reply. Barnes wins the tap. Couch and Kemp. Kemp goes to ground. Couch over the top.
Well, during the summer, the Dockers will know all about trendsetters. Just look down the road, Bruce. Set your sights on the West Coast Eagles.
They've created a very good example in the 8 years they've been in the competition. And Mick Malthouse with a remarkable record as coach there. Here's Evans to Kemp. At about 70 metres with a bounce. At 50 now. Oh, chips to Lewis, not quite. Goal anyway! It's all happening. That's his second. The pinpoint pass was to Lewis. It was almost perfect, but the Geelong defender was able to get in the road. But such is the run for the Eagles that it just bounced on through for a major.
Oh, that was a great shepherd by Chris Lewis. Just have a look at the way the bodies clash. Here it goes.
He was lucky, wasn't he, Lewis? Hines to Lewis. He goes to half forward. Missed by Wilson. Mansfield brilliantly done to Hocking. Quick hands away. Mansfield will go again. He's given no quarter this afternoon. Brewer to Couch through the middle. Couch running down towards centre half forward. Can kick a goal here. Long probing kick. Guess what? The defence again.
Very good, hasn't he? We've basically given no credit to Brennan, but he's really had an outstanding game on Gary Ablett.
Brennan to Jakovic. Plays on immediately. McKenna storming around the outer side. They're enjoying this now. He goes down through the wing. In front ball. Ball plays on immediately. Hit the ground running. Kicks inside the 50. Sumich the target. Going back. Mansfield. And what a game he's played. Not without a hope in the Norm Smith medal. This is Gary Hocking. Away he comes. Short little pass. Colbert wants to go and does. Inside the centre square. Now goes outside the centre square with no conviction to Handley. Awkward looking kick. It tumbles down towards half forward. McKenna heads for the boundary and or Jakovic. Jakovic got it and finds Lewis.
Short again. Hines. Oh, the Cats are falling apart. Nothing at all happening. Banfield. Now under some pressure. Inside 50. Trying to get back Barnes. Free kick against the Cats for hanging on. And Bond will get it within scoring distance. Well, I was looking back last night over the records of the grand final since 1980. The average winning margin, remember we had a close one in 1989 to bring it down, but the average winning margin in a grand final has been between 46 and 47 points. It's 8 goals. It's a remarkable statistic. We had a period in the 60s and early 70s where 6 of 8 grand finals were decided under 2 goals. But boy, has the trend changed as Bond goes for goal and they're celebrating again.
Creation. The mother of all invention, taking one simple idea, protecting and nurturing it for the next generation. We give you the all-new Mitsubishi Star Wagon, or as we like to call it, the mothership. Please consider.
18-19 to 7-13. Hines taps it down. Colbert gained about 5 metres. Hines soccers off the ground out wide. Missed by Brennan, picked up by Hocking. Couch feeds it back towards the middle. This is Colbert inside the centre square. Kicks well inside the 50. Down there is Brownless. I think that bounced. He's played the mark, but the umpire directly behind Brownless, and a replay will be very interesting. I think he trapped it on the half volley. Watch it again.
Your decision, Dennis.
I think it touched the ground. Maybe not. We'll play it anyway. Here's Brownless directly in front. 40 metres out. He's got his 4.
It's been their only goal scorer since quarter time. It's remarkable, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, I think he's done enough to say that he's probably beaten McIntosh. And I'm sure Blight would have settled for 4 goals at the start of the game from Billy Brownless. I think he would have expected perhaps 4 or 5 from Gary Ablett, maybe 1 from Tudor, who let himself down on a couple of occasions. 1 or 2 from him would have been handy.
Back to 66 points the margin. Colbert thumps it away. Eludes Minch. Jakovic. Mainwaring and Brewer. Bouncing football. 7 minutes remaining in the grand final. Waterman. Hart, I should say. Tucking it underneath. Barry Stoneham, Andrew Wills. Barry Stoneham badly injured, broke his leg. There was a hope at one stage he might be able to get back in time for the final. Colbert's little kick. Jakovic again. He's had a big first quarter, big second half. Mansfield, wonderful game for Geelong. I think he was a surprise packet of the AFL Team of the Year, but he's been clearly the Cats' best. McGrath's kick, cut off by McKenna. McKenna's got stronger as the game's gone on as well. Just beautifully weighted to Matera. Now, he kicked this one in 1992. He might kick it in 1994. No, not Matera's day. It's been all right, but nothing like 2 years ago.
It has been Mick Malthouse's day, and you've got to pay tribute to him since he took over in 1990 as the coach of the West Coast Eagles. He went over there with a mission, and I guess that was to improve their defensive skills. But not only has he done that, he's really set a new tradition in football, created new positions, midfielders that go with their players, put them out of business, and really end up dominating. He's certainly got the cattle, but full credit to him for extracting all of their potential.
Matera again. Runs his measure. Centres it, looks for Lewis, or is he going for Wilson? Half volley from Wilson. Round the corner. Gets it right to the goal square. Kemp was lurking. Hocking tries to knock it away. Kemp and Lewis are there. They force it out. Comes to Waterman. Snaps behind. Well, hasn't he made the most of it? Waterman. On the interchange, there was some thought at one stage he may not even make the lineup, but 13 kicks, 8 marks, 5 handballs. When Mainwaring went off, he has seized the opportunity, seized the moment.
Just under 6 minutes to go. Handley kicks in. O'Reilly goes up. Couldn't complete the mark. Fell to Bond to Sumich right on the 50. Long kick. That's a massive kick. It's gone 20 metres back into the crowd, but he's missed.
Sumich now playing centre-half forward. He has shown over his career that he is an excellent player in that position. Perhaps that may well be the future of Peter Sumich down the line.
McGrath, to his own advantage, goes for distance towards midfield. Barnes flies. Hines knocked it away. This is Pike, sockers it off the ground out wide. Brennan, who's been terrific this afternoon, to Lewis. Lewis inside to Hines. 55 metres out. Down towards full forward. Waterman behind Brown. Did well. Behind. It's all academic now. The West Coast Eagles about to take off their second premiership. Runners up once in the space of 8 seasons.
Brown, bad kick, straight to Banfield. Banfield kicks it over his head and kicks a goal.
Sunday on Channel 7, a world premiere movie. Police rescues Gary Sweet is Cody, a new breed of cop with his own set of rules.
See the rest of it?
Cool, calculating, dangerous.
Don't add to my troubles. Don't threaten me, pal.
A young girl is missing.
Somebody's got it, don't you understand?
The key to a mystery.
I sent the ransom note.
That will grip you.
Why? Vernier.
And take you to the very edge.
We pull this off. We got him.
For the first time on television, Ansett presents Cody, 8:30 Sunday on 7.
Under 5 minutes to go. Away comes Mainwaring. More of the same. That's a beautiful kick inside the 50. Intended for Sumich. Knocked away by O'Reilly. Still he goes. Heads for the boundary line. Big thump away. Matera leads in the race. Did he keep it in? Yes, he did. Well played. Goes back to Pike. Pike from half forward is centering kick. Sumich surrounded. Up he goes. In from the side Mansfield. It falls to Colbert. Used sparingly today. He gives it away. Great courage there by Brennan. Considering the scoreboard, he took a big risk. Ablett battles on. Hocking's got it now on the wing. Interesting kick. Pulled it back, intended for Mensch. It ran away from him. Barnes has got it now. Looking for support. How about a kick, they say. Goes in short and finds Tudor about 55 metres out. Brownless. They're one forward this afternoon. Offers the lead. Couch goes back with courage, but Brownless over the top.
He pinched that out of Couch's hand.
Look that way.
Well done by Barnes also. He's battled against the numbers today and been pretty effective. Let's just see if Couch had an assist on this one. Maybe they got there at the same time.
Brownless at number 5. It's bending back. That is very close. Behind. He's tried hard this afternoon.
A lot of shots for goal. Brownless has kicked 4 goals, 3. Clearly the Cats best forward and arguably their second best behind Mansfield. Brennan. One-hander by Hocking. Smothered by Matera. Round the body. Should go out of play. Bouncing ball right in front of the players. With 3 minutes remaining in this grand final. Gary Hocking injured. Tragically from Geelong's point of view in the opening term. When he's streaming towards goal and was tripped. Hines, Turnbull came on for him after quarter time. Punches it away. Gets about another 15 metres. The margin, 75 points. There's only been 3 games. As Mickey Malthouse goes down, only 3 grand finals have been won by a wider margin than this. And all of them in the modern era. Well, Pike and Brennan. Well, you knew that neither of them were going to give way.
Great sign, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Michael Malthouse and his team have come down to celebrate on the boundary line. It's been a job well done. McGrath caught, dropped it. Off the ground by Bond, out of play.
He'll be feeling very proud, Michael Malthouse. A victory based on hard work and discipline. Qualities he admires. McGrath back to midfield, but only as far as Mainwaring. Mainwaring a little chip pass into Lewis, and he's got it 40 metres from goal. So we're down to 2:25 remaining in the game. Handshakes all around on the bench, and Lewis the chance to go for the 20th goal here. And the West Coast Eagles rarely go beyond 20, so in all respects a memorable day this afternoon. They won with 16 from memory in 92. Here's Lewis then from right on the 50. Is it the 20th? It's touch and go. It's home.
Tonight.
Dad, it smells under here.
Why is Tim turning on the charm?
All the women wanting to be married to you.
Maybe we can work out some kind of timeshare arrangement.
Can you solve the mystery?
Bond. James Bond.
Home Improvement at a special time tonight on 7. There's more than one grand final happening this weekend with a special Champions Edition.
Like contestants are guaranteed crowd pleasers.
Of Man Oh Man. Who wins, who swims? Tonight, 7:30 on 7.
81 points the difference, 20-23 to 8-14. Hines' little one. Lewis again out of the centre to half forward. McGrath getting back with Pike. Sumich getting a run at it. Pike's got it. He's got Matera short. Centering kick, very good. Gives Bond the run of it. Hanley read that one okay. Just gave it off to Couch, who's battled away for the Cats. Kicked their first goal, but it's had little effect. Barnes taps it forward. Worsfold on the end of it. Ran into some trouble earlier, Worsfold in the match, when he had to be changed and a hole had to be plugged, but that seems so long ago. Mainwaring, Mansfield can hold his head high. Hinkley has had a quiet one. So is Gary Ablett. Lewis back into the centre. Colbert gets through. Little handball to Tudor. Out wide. Gary Hocking goes for goal. Misses. It's a behind. 8:15 Geelong. West Coast 20 goals, 23.
Well, the Cats did well to get here. We've got to say that without patronising them. After round 15 and that loss to Footscray, they were gone. White's job was on the line, and they've come all this way. But it's ended in bitter frustration. Here's McKenna to the wing. Brennan's got it. We're down to 30 seconds now. A mere formality. 20-23 to 8:15. Pike forward of the wing. They've dominated this game. Hines, who missed last time around, he will celebrate double E tonight. He's resurrected his football career. Goes for a tour down towards the pocket. Hocking, unkind bounce. It runs away and goes out of bounds, and we're down to 5 seconds. Michael Malthouse, a job well done. He coached his first game at the Western Oval back in 1984. Footscray was the side. They won that afternoon against Richmond, and now a long road to the MCG and his second premiership. The Eagles are premiers for the second time in 3 seasons. No debate. They've won in the most convincing style. 2023 to 8:15. They're celebrating in Western Australia. They're celebrating at the MCG.
Well, it's their biggest score for the year. Imagine that in the grand final.
You dream about that, don't you, as a coach?
Biggest score for the whole season. And Dean Kemp with Robert Dipper a minute ago. Dipper.
Thanks very much, Bruce. Well, they're starting to catch up now. 2 premierships.
Yeah, it's fantastic, Dipper. Geelong play well, but our guys run their game. It's fantastic to win.
At half-time, did you think you had the game in control?
Nah, you know, Geelong always are a sort of burst side, and they kick a lot of goals each quarter, so we had to keep our eye on them, and they played well to their credit.
Now, you've come over here, and now you've conquered us once again. What's left for the Eagles?
Oh, just to keep on keeping on, Dipper, and hopefully, you know, get up there again next year.
You want to send a few Cheerios back home?
Yeah, to all the boys that are back in Kalgoorlie. Well done.
Well done, Dean. Good on you, bud.
Dean Kemp with the Big Dipper. And Guy McKenna with Neil Curley.
Thank you, Bruce. Well, Guy, you've had a great year all season as a team, and today you just showed the Victorian public and the public of Australia just how well this team can play footy.
Yeah, we were very disappointed last year. We didn't get the results we wanted to, and I think this year, to a man, we stuck, I think, at it mentally, and we got the results, which is pleasing.
We know Mickey's game plan. It's one of grind, and today you did just that. Your defence was superb, you had good midfielders, and you finished up forward.
Well, certainly, I mean, today's sides are very attacking sides. They're very good midfielders, so you've got to close them down, and it makes our job so much easier when the midfielders apply pressure, and they're just fantastic.
How much time do you spend on your defensive movement because it's so well executed?
Well, Mickey, obviously, is a defender himself, spends a lot of time on that because, obviously, being a defender, he gives you a lot of instructions, and we do spend a fair amount of time, and it pays off when you have days like today.
Well played. Enjoy the night.
Thanks, Knuckles.
Now, I think Michael Brennan, who stood Gary Ablett with the Big Dipper.
Yes, Bruce. Well, congratulations. What a fantastic game you played today.
Oh, well, it's just fantastic to see the guys. We won the cup, and just magnificent, you know. David Hart, David Hines, a few guys missed out in 92, and that was our motivation to let them feel this.
Now, when did you know you're going to have Gary Ablett for the game?
Oh, well, Mick sort of hinted at it on Monday, but I told him to save it till the team meeting on Friday, you know.
Now, so special efforts by some of the boys. Some of the young boys, young Tony Evans played well. Waterman.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Tony Evans, you know, he's had injury problems during the year, but he played very well in 92 as well. He just loves these days, mate.
Now, thank you very much. Go and enjoy it, Monkey. Thanks, Monkey.
Michael Brennan, who's played so well again today, Michael Brennan. He's mentioned earlier in the telecast, he's played more games than any other Eagle. And yet again, Gerard Geelong able to... West Coast keeping a team under 10 goals for the 12th time this year. So it all worked for them. The defence was as good as ever, and the attack has kicked their most prolific score for the season.
And I guess that's a tribute to the Malthouse game plan, that he can afford to do that, close down in midfield, particularly when the likes of their great wingmen really didn't have a great input on the game, and also have their offence really start from that half-back line.
I think Tipper's got Glenn Jacob.
I certainly have, Bruce. Now, Glenn, what do you think about this one?
Mate, I don't know, it's just... I wasn't convinced until the last 5 minutes. I mean, we won by a lot, but football is just a hard game. It's 4 quarters of football, mate, and to win it for blokes, you know, who missed out 92, Chupa and Heinze. This is a walk down memory lane, mate. This is what you take to your grave. Dipper, you know, mate. This is it.
Now, Glenn, I saw you at 3/4 time just pump up the boys. Say, listen, guys, keep it together.
Yeah, I mean, we had it. Everyone was quite aware we had it at 3/4 time, but I mean, football's a funny thing. 9 goals is not impossible, and Geelong have got the potent forwards to do that. And we just had to concentrate on another 30 minutes, and that was it. And that's all the 11 months since last November the 1st.
The relief, the relief. Go for it, buddy.
Well, what a player he is, Glenn Jakovic. He's 21 years of age. He's played in 12 finals matches already in 21 and has won 2 premierships. And let's go down to the presentation to the West Coast Eagles, the premiers in 1994.
Thank you, Bruce. Well, ladies and gentlemen, normally the John Coleman Medal for the leading goal kicker is presented during an earlier finals match. This year we've been unable to do that as the winner has been playing in the final series, and we felt it fitting, however, that a grand final crowd be given the opportunity to show their appreciation to one of the game's greatest, to Gary Ablett, who won his 2nd consecutive Coleman Medal after an outstanding season, kicking 113 goals. And to make the presentation, please welcome former Collingwood champion Peter Dacos. I'd now like to invite another former champion and dual Norm Smith medalist, Gary Ayres, to present the Norm Smith Medal to the player adjudged as best of field in the 1994 Foster's AFL Grand Final. And the 1994 winner of the Norm Smith Medal is Dean Kemp. Now would you please welcome former Essendon champion, the great Dick Reynolds, to present medallions to the players of the West Coast Eagles, the 1994 Premiers. And first up, number 1, Brett Heavy. Number 2, Dean Kemp. Number 3, Chris Mainwaring. Number 4, Peter Sumich. Number 6, Drew Banfield. Number 9, Peter Wilson. Number 10, Don Pike. Number 11, Ashley McIntosh. Number 14, Michael Brennan. Number 17, Guy McKenna. Number 18, Tony Evans. Number 20, Shane Bond. Number 22, David Hines. Number 26, Jason Ball. Number 27, Glenn Jakovic. Number 28, Chris Lewis. Number 18, Tony Evans. Number 30, Peter Matera. Number 36, David Hart. Number 39, Chris Waterman. And number 50, Ryan Turnbull. And of course, the captain of the West Coast Eagles, number 24, John Worsfold. And the coach, Michael Malthouse. And I'd now like to ask Dick Reynolds to present the 1994 Premiership Cup to the West Coast Eagles. And now I'd like to invite John Worsfold and Michael Malthouse to lead the team in a lap of honour at the MCG.
Well, they're a formidable group, there's no question about that. When you see them man for man go up there, and at the end, Mickey Malthouse, who in 5 years at West Coast has taken this team third, second, first, fourth and first. If he was a racehorse, that's formed to win the Cox Plate at this level, and yet he's coaching in one of the most competitive competitions in the world. And at West Coast, we were chatting about it, Dennis and Gerard, just a moment ago. They look to have 3 or 4 great years in front of them. Same can't be said about Geelong, unfortunately, at the moment. Thinking tonight, Mickey Malthouse is with the Big Dipper.
Thanks, Bruce. Well, Mick, you're starting to catch up to the Hawks here, but a special day for the Eagles today.
Oh, it was a good day. Everything appeared to go pretty well. I feel for Geelong. I think, you know, it was an absolutely courageous effort for them to get where they've got, because they did it pretty hard through the games. You know, lost Hocking, and shows what a great player he is to come back and get umpteen positions in the last quarter, but very proud of our boys.
Now, Mick, do you think we can get a smile off you? Come on.
Oh, mate, let's relax now.
Yeah. That relief must mean fantastic.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago that we're up here, and you just forget the feeling of before the game. I mean, you don't feel too well before a game, and that's been with me all week. And I suppose if the first few minutes after a game finishes, it's all worthwhile.
In the first half, some of the younger fellows, like Evans and young boy centre-half forward Ball played quite well.
Yeah, we had to hang in there long enough. I wasn't overly concerned by the first quarter, and I thought even if we were, even if we were close to them at half-time, I just thought that if we stuck to our game plan long enough, it'd work out for us. And I suppose it'd be fair to say we missed a few shots early, which perhaps could have opened them up a bit earlier than what we wanted. But anyway, the result's the same. We've still won.
Now, do you want to say anything back home to the Western Australian people listening and watching now?
Oh, well, we've been having fantastic support right throughout the state. It's a big state. You know, I've been fortunate to be able to travel a little bit through it. And people from Albany up to Wyndham, you know, they're all very supportive of the club, and there's a heap of people over here that have paid a lot of money, driven a lot of miles to come and see the Eagles play, and it's national competition, mate. You expect it.
Well, well done on the second premiership, and congratulations, and thank you very much for your support to Channel 7 too.
Thanks, Dick.
Mickey Malthouse with Robert Domenico, and
nice to know, Bruce, the day appeared to go pretty well.
That's
Quote.
what Mickey said. It's a good feeling, and the day appeared to go pretty well. Well, it went spectacularly. 80-point margin. We mentioned earlier about blowouts and big results in the last 15 years. It's been a continuation of that. Eagles versus Dockers, some of those signs are saying. The changing face of AFL will continue next year. Or, Dennis, what if they program the Eagles and the Dockers at the Subi early in the season? Won't that be a day in Perth?
It'll be fantastic. Whether the Dockers are quite up to what we've seen today remains to be seen. We've seen something special today. We talked about Hawthorn through the 80s. Well, the West Coast Eagles emerging as the team of the 90s. I mean, we talked about the young players here. Plenty of potential. This team could dominate AFL football, certainly at power over the next 4 or 5 years, as we said. So much potential there.
So many 25 and 26-year-olds that have got at least 3 or 4 good seasons. And I think Jason Bull probably symbolises the fear from other teams when they look at him emerging today as Craig Turley looks on. Godden's there, and also we saw Carl Langdon earlier on. There just seems to be no stopping with their depth. They've got Gehrig. Is it Gehrig is supposed to be a very good player?
Mitchell well. Could have almost pinched the spot today.
They've got an eye for talent, you've got to say that. I mean, some of their draft picks and some of their pre-draft picks have taken a while to develop, like Ball. I think he made his debut in the first game the season before last against Sydney, but he's come on now and suddenly cemented a place in this team. Too good today, no question about that, but bear in mind we've called for dynasties before after a win in a grand final. It doesn't always work out that way.
Who would have thought Essendon would miss the 8 this year, but often in grand finals you can say with a club, well, he's played his last game, he's too old, what great service he's given. There's nobody here. I mean, Brennan's 28 or 29. Even Wilson, I guess, would have been the first one you would have thought may not go on. He played a wonderful game today. There's not one player of the 21 that couldn't return to the MCG and do it again next year as part of this unit.
And give Malthouse credit, he makes the move quickly. I suppose it doesn't endear him to some of the older players, but he moves quickly. You look back on players like Malaxis and Lamb. He doesn't show a lot of compassion sometimes, but it's effective.
I can remember Lamb playing his 150th this year on a Friday night game in Perth, and I think has played just the one game since. But
and a great player for the Eagles.
And gave them
Malaxis before him.
Gave them tremendous service. Well,
I think Paul Harding's another one in that category that started the year pretty well, had a bad knee injury. I think he only played 6 games for the season. And yet, boy, wouldn't it be a daunting task trying to wrest back the first ruck position from the fellows that dominated today.
Well, you feel about Craig Turley a bit, don't you? And Carl Langdon, who I guess hasn't made a great contribution now for a couple of years, but Turley looked to be going well until he was suspended and then couldn't quite get back. But Main Waring symbolises the club, doesn't he? I mean, he was injured today, could have sat it out, I guess, was desperate to get back on, and one of the first things he did was smother the ball away from Abbott and run it out of play.
I thought Don Pike's effort in the last 3 minutes, where he showed no consideration for his own safety. The game was well and truly won, yet he put himself in a position where he could clearly have been knocked out.
Well, they've taken it to a different level and maybe to a new level. They've been so dominant. It's been a crushing defeat today, 80 points.
Well, in the age of free scoring and free running teams, there's something of a paradox in their way. It all starts with a defence, doesn't it? It's built on defence, and then and there's a defender, and then they work forward. Square one is established, and then things start to evolve. Today they got the quick start, but it was still very much about defence, and it says something about Michael Malthouse that a lot of people were saying McIntosh on the forward line. Will he start up there? That's not his way. He started in defence, and then we saw Malthouse make a few decisions.
It's as if they break the spirit of the opposition, and then it gets easier for them. Gaps open up, and then they go ahead and destroy. And they did that again today.
Pretty sadistic game plan, isn't it?
It is a sadistic game.
I heard Mick say that if they didn't quite open up the opposition as early as he would have liked.
Well, what about the Cats? I mean, what do we say about them? They did well to get there, but that sounds patronising, doesn't it?
I thought they were just, they lacked imagination early. It's got to be said that I think all during the week we expected some big moves, and they didn't eventuate. Ablett on the wing for 20, 25 seconds. Well, in effect, they went in with the most predictable side of all.
You've got to say that Gary Hocking's injury didn't help.
No.
No one would have guessed that Gary Ablett would be so disappointing as he was today. And I think getting down, it wouldn't have fit Barry Stoneham. I know we didn't have him, but he's such a great, he's a McIntosh, isn't he? He can play at both ends of the ground. He would have helped their cause.
Yeah, the irony of it is, of course, the fellow that replaced Gary Hocking probably got them into the game, Andrew Wills. That 4-goal burst in 7 minutes was really due to the pace that Wills had and the destabilising of their back line when he matched up on Worsfold.
Stephen Hocking and Ken Hinkley were disappointing at the back. I mean, you can pick players out.
Oh, sure,
Mark Bairstow must be bitterly disappointed.
Well, they had a fairy tale run coming into this grand final. I mean, a couple of games won, with kicks after the final siren. Then that performance against Carlton when they were without players. I mean, 3 outstanding players. In fact, 4 were missing that day. And maybe, just maybe, they got here and were emotionally spent. It looked that way this afternoon, didn't it? They didn't really fire a
Just
shot.
on Mark Bairstow, he has had a bad one. He'll probably get a bit of criticism in the press, but let's not forget that his performance against Footscray, a single-handed performance out of the centre, was one of the reasons that Geelong were here, so he can still hold his head up higher despite having a disappointing game in the grand final.
Well, in the history of the grand final, only 3 teams have won by greater margins than this today. West Coast, in the end, crushing Geelong by 80 points. We'll be back with plenty more from the Melbourne Cricket Ground after this break.
I work out regularly, but not before warming up. I run a removals business, so I get the guys to limber up before they lift anything. Saves my claims costs, because it saves their backs.
Work Covers, working to stop injuries.
Over 75 years, our reputation for engineering, reliability and innovation has become the envy of the world. Today, we've grown to become the largest airline in our region, reaching 93 cities across 5 continents. And over the next few months, we'll be introducing new ways to earn your business, like new Qantas Club lounges around the world, a new class of comfort and more space, lighter and more interesting meals, and a fresh new look inside our aircraft. All designed to make you feel at home whenever you fly.
Danny, I want you to come back and sleep in our bed.
I can't.
I only want you to hold me. People make mistakes.
I was drunk.
It was an accident.
I was drunk.
Please. What about
I can't get it out of my head. I killed somebody.
Oh, please.
Aren't holidays great? If you get there. And now, AAMI will help you do just that. Should you break down or have an accident away from home, we'll arrange a free rental car and emergency accommodation. It's just another service from Amy Assist. And it's free with every comprehensive policy.
This was an old Paran council truck, and I bought it after 2 years of age, 1959. Patterson's a great institution in this part of town. For years, just here, we've always managed to bake birthday cakes and all of our pies. Give us a kiss. When we moved from Sydney, we moved into this house here and lived, well, for 20 years. I think Mum paid £1 a week rent. I guess all of these things are all part of my town. And this is my paper.
A lot of people exercise at the gym, but we all do it at work. The boss gets us to warm up before we start, and it's better by a long stretch.
Work Covers, working to stop injuries.
Look at the domination in the last quarter, and I guess since quarter time, they kicked 16 goals, West Coast to 4. after quarter time, won by 80 points in the end, 20-23 to 8-15. Evans kicked 3 goals, and then a heap of players on 2. Kemp, Hetty, Sumich, Ball, Wilson, Waterman and Bond, and Bill Brownless with 4 goals was the outstanding forward for Geelong. But that doesn't add up too much for Billy right now. Let's go to the West Coast rooms and their captain John Worsfold with Dipper.
Thanks, Bruce. Well, you've got 2 now and you look quite relieved.
Yeah, a huge amount of hard work gone into to winning this premiership, and just full credit to the way the guys played today. I think our build-up was exceptional, and the first half was so tough today, but we just kept working at it, and we were just real happy to run away with it in the second half.
Just take us through the last couple of days. You've arrived in Melbourne, a bit of pressure on you about sleeping overnight here and that sort of thing. Yeah, did you sleep well last night?
Yeah, I did actually. I'm a pretty good sleeper, Dipper. I tend to not have too many worries, but certainly the build-up was outstanding. We arrived fairly late on Thursday night. I think it was about 11 o'clock. Trained on Friday morning at the MCG, which I think is certainly a big bonus to be able to get out there and have a run for half an hour. Went to the parade, which was a pretty hostile one, but it boils down to once you hit the field, that's what you're here for, to do a job, and the professionalism of our players came through.
You're only hostile because of you know that.
And Mick, I think I had to sit with Mick. I wanted to sit with someone else. Better than sit with Carl Langdon.
Now, we all have dreams of the night before grand finals. Did you think about winning the Norm Smith medal?
I had a bit of competition out there, but I would have had to shave my hair, I think, and try and look a little bit bald like Peter Matilda and Dean Kemp to get a few votes.
Now, throughout the game, I thought in the first quarter, guys like Jason Ball, a centre-half forward, and young Tony Evans snuck in for a couple of goals and saved a couple of goals as well.
Yeah, they were outstanding. The younger players, Shane Bond, and especially, it was huge for David Hines and David Hart, who missed out on 92 by, a whisker, and they came in and, Hines only came into the side about 5 weeks ago and really made every post a winner, so it's full credit to him. But Tony Evans was outstanding, and, Kempy to win the Norm Smith, he was brilliant as well.
Well, thank you for sharing this fantastic moment with us, and we'll see you back here next year.
I certainly hope so, Dipper.
John Worsfold there with the Big Dipper. Let's go to the Geelong rooms. It'll be a different atmosphere. Neil Curley has their captain, Mark Bairstow.
Thank you, Bruce. Well, Mark, the build-up to the finals this year has been a hard one for you. You've had the 3 hard games coming into this, but I guess the boys were confident, but you must have known deep down if it got tough, you were going to struggle.
Oh, yeah, we'd had a hard run coming, up to this game, and obviously they were a lot of pressure. That's no excuse, but, you do, if it was going to, as I say, if it was going to get close in the last quarter, they were probably going to be a bit more running than us.
They do remind me of the Hawthorn of the 80s. They've got power all over the ground. Their movement's good. They've got players that use the ball with confidence. Today, you must just felt the power out there.
Yeah, they put us under enormous pressure because, they were on top all over the ground. And because of that, we found it hard to get into the game.
Their tackling early, first really didn't understand it. There was no free movement allowed. Any player that got an easy ball, well, with no easy balls, you hit hard with a tackle.
We confronted a very powerful side that was played very well on the day. We had to play really well to match them, and unfortunately we couldn't do that today.
But when you look back 14 weeks ago, if you had said we're going to play in the grand final, it would have sounded like a bit of a dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the boys have done an enormous job to get here, and there's 13 other sides that would have loved to be here today. We haven't produced on the day for a number of reasons, I suppose, but we were just outplayed by a better side.
A lot of people don't realise that for Geelong, 1994 wasn't wasted. It was a fantastic year to come from where you came, and even though the players got beaten today, there's a lot of pride restored in the club.
Oh, for sure. If you can keep making the grand final, eventually one's got to come, and we've just got to keep at it. And as Malcolm said, if we keep putting our nose in there every time, every year, we're a chance.
Thanks for your time, Mark. Try and enjoy the evening. Thanks. All the best. Good luck.
Neil Curley with Mark Bairstow 3 times in 6 years since 1989 in the grand final, and 3 times they've been beaten. We'll take a break from the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Plenty more to come after this.
The Australian Open and the Great Northern Classic. If it's big-time golf, it's on 7.
Sunday, the heat's on at Thunder Mountain as the big V8s battle it out in the adrenaline-charged Tooheys 1000. See Brock, Scaife, Perkins and Seaton in this white-knuckle classic. Then,
how could they save an animal from extinction?
What purpose does zoos serve in the community?
It really is a great cause.
Zoos of the World, a special 2-hour talk to the animals, followed at 8:30 by a world premiere event. Police rescues Gary Sweet in Cody for the first time on television Sunday on 7.
From now on, shopping can take you further than you ever imagined. Because with Flybuys, you can earn points when you shop at Flybuys retailers or participating Shell service stations. You can even earn Flybuys points when you make a purchase on your national credit card account. Points which can be turned into Ansett Australia, Qantas or Air New Zealand tickets. And they can take you just about anywhere.
Flybuys. Welcome aboard.
Free instant membership at any Myer or Target store. Flybuys. The more you buy, the more you fly.
When tested against two other top-selling disposable razors, the innovative Schick Extra 2 with its special push-clean system and micro-slim head was voted best overall. Safest, closest, smoothest and most comfortable shave, and preferred by almost twice as many disposable razor users as the other two products tested. Schick Extra 2.
Schick, we're changing the face of shaving.
Remember when the new phone company started up? Deregulation at last, competition's here. Big savings on the mobile phone bill, I thought. So I changed over. I filled out the form, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, I've been checking my mobile phone bill. I didn't think there were any big savings. Last night, to be sure, I compared them with Telecom Mobile Net. Spent a couple of hours crunching the numbers. I mean, what a waste of a couple of hours. Saw a lot of figures. Didn't see any big savings. I mean, all that time to maybe save a couple of bucks, maybe not. I've got better things to do.
At Telecom Mobile Net, we thrive on the competition. To save you time, we'll prepare an analysis against our competitors' rates.
Sure, no problem.
Then you be the judge. Phone 018 018 050. Put us to the test.
This is Oasis. The refreshing fruit drinks, nice tea is made with natural fruit juice. They say one drink and you escape to a tropical oasis. Aye, man. It works.
Welcome back to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. We'll be going back to the dressing room shortly and also announcing the winner of the Mark of the Year. But another very big sporting event is taking place this weekend, the Tooheys 1000. Let's go to Bathurst. Here's Sandy Roberts.
Thank you, Bruce McAvaney, and well done to the West Coast Eagles. Mike Raymond is with me. Mike, I think one thing we can say, the contest here tomorrow is going to be a little closer than that.
I have my money on Geelong. What are you talking about?
I too am going home the poorer.
Yes.
But not to worry. Let's talk about the week here, because it would be the understatement of the year to say what a dramatic start it has been.
Certainly has been, and I guess really the bad part of the week was the death of Don Watson.
Yeah.
And nobody likes to see anyone lose their life in any form of racing. And this race has had a fairly safe record over any number of years, 86 with Mike Bergman, the only fatality. Denny Hulme had a heart attack while competing in the race. Yeah. But everyone was feeling the pinch on Friday, certainly, and I think a little today. But tomorrow, they'll get on with the race. It's back to business.
Last year, the V8s came back to the mountain. Everyone was expecting a ding-dong struggle between the Fords and the Commodores. It didn't eventuate, but it's set up this year, isn't it?
It was a fizzer. It really was a fizzer between Ford and Holden here.
It was a Geelong and Eagles match.
Oh, don't remind me. But the thing that saved it last year was the fact that the privateer, the great engineer Larry Perkins, was able to get up and beat Fred Gibson's team. And the fans love that. This year, we have Dick Johnson, John Bowe, Alan Grice, we've got Glenn Seaton, Alan Jones. They're all in this with a very, very big chance. And they're going to keep the pressure, not only on Peter Brock, but also Mark Scaife.
Well, there's plenty of action in the top 10 shootout this morning. And it was Tony Longhurst celebrating his birthday this weekend who came out and said to them, catch me if you can.
He certainly did. He was 10th fastest qualifier when they finished yesterday, but here he comes down the straight. Look at this. Sideways into the turn. He was able to pole vault 6 cars from 10th to wind up 4th fastest overall, and I think has done a splendid job, Longhurst.
Yes, a time of 2:12.75. Drama for Dick Johnson.
Yes. Watch this, bang. He kissed the concrete on the exit to BP. He's just about got it under control here. It's drifting across the track and pushes now. Tail comes into the wall, front comes back round. A young driver would have been in awful trouble. Johnson was able to continue. He's 10th fastest.
And then the last one out was Glenn Seaton.
I thought he did a fabulous job, Seaton. Scaife I tipped personally to get pole. But this young kid has done it so smoothly this week at Mount Panorama.
cut together a magnificent lap of 2:12.146. Look at the Ford through here. Whew. And I tell you what, tomorrow you're going to see 45 of them going through there. He deserved the run. And I tell you what, he wasn't half happy, was he?
No,
Look at that.
First pole position for Glenn Seaton here at the Mountain, and jolly good luck to him. And well, if there was plenty of action there, the Formula Fords provide us with enough too.
They have supplementary races here on a Saturday. Watch this. This is young Barknowski. He's a part of everyone's accident there after being shuttered from behind, and his teammate was leading the race. He's thrown the steering wheel off in disgust. And just look at this, Stephen Richards on the outside in the Valvoline car. He's home, you'd think, but he cops a tap, around he goes, and the two guys who led the race didn't finish in the top three. It was all happening here today.
Let's talk about tomorrow, because that's when it's all going to be happening. What sort of a race can we expect, Mike? A sprint?
I think it has to be a sprint tomorrow. These guys are gearing for a minimum number of pit stops. They're talking about how many yellow flags for accidents there may be that will set off their fuel calculations. And I tell you what, Sandy, the weather is back.
It certainly is, yes. News just to hand, Mike. I can tell our viewers around Australia, showers developing with the chance of isolated thunderstorms. That means absolutely anything could happen here at the Mountain tomorrow. Stay with us on 7 from 8 o'clock Eastern Time. It's all going to unfold in your own lounge room. See you then.
Looking forward to it, Sandy Robertson, Mike Raymond. The Tooheys 1000, 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, live from Mount Panorama. And looking ahead to next weekend, the Australian Indoor Tennis Championships. Just check your local guides for details of the coverage. So 7 Sport continues tomorrow. And the West Coast continue to celebrate as we take a break. We'll be going back to the club rooms after this from the Melbourne Cricket Ground.
Who'll be king of the mountain in '94? Bathurst, only on 7 tomorrow from 8.
News update brought to you by McDonald's Family Restaurants.
Hello, Peter Mitchell reminding you of 7 Nightly News. Next, all the excitement and drama of Grand Final Day, and we cross live to both teams' rooms. Also, 2 people killed in a road smash at Rochester. Crews locate the wreck of the ill-fated Estonia ferry. In sport, the latest from Bathurst and the Test cricket from Pakistan. Details coming up at 6.
How does McDonald's make those great bacon and egg McMuffins? One freshly cracked egg at a time.
At America's oldest registered distillery, Jack Daniels in Tennessee, nobody hurries much.
Hello there, Herb. Oh, Jack.
Not Jack Bateman with this truckload of whiskey on its way to the barrel house.
Oh, yeah.
Or Lilburn Rutledge and Billy Durham, who don't mind waiting for him to arrive. No, at Jack Daniels, no one's in much of a hurry, because slowly is the only way to make Jack Daniels Tennessee whiskey.
Hang on, this is my race. I've put a bet on at the TAB.
Who are you on?
Hey. Huh? It's Jenny.
Jen? Go, Jenny. Come on. Go. Yes. Yes, Jenny. Come on. Go. Yes. Yes, Jenny. Come on. Go.
TAB. You've got to be in it to win it.
Forever.
As of October 3rd, a new electricity company will come to power in Melbourne's southeast.
We've got the power! We've got the power! We've got the power! We've got the power! We've got the power!
See Monday's newspapers for details.
Aye, man. Hey, you know afternoon tea is now very cool. Oasis also come in iced teas made with natural fruit juice. Only problem is, now we're drinking our tea cool. What we're going to do with our tea cool's is... Good idea, man.
Welcome back to the MCG. In just a moment, Malcolm Blight, Geelong coach. Now to the mark of the year. You've been voting on this all around Australia all day, and this was the winning mark. On a Sunday afternoon, Collingwood and Gary Ablett right over the top of Gary Pert, and the lucky winner to win the Magna V6 is Michael Williams of Murrelbark in Victoria. Good on you, Michael. Gary Ablett, the mark of the year. I guess there's not much compensation for Geelong right now. Malcolm Blight in the runes with Neil Curley.
Thank you, Bruce. Well, Malcolm, you knew it was going to be a tough contract, and they just showed the football world today how professional they are.
Yeah, I guess that they've been the measuring stick for about 4 or 5 years now, and it was just so comprehensive, wasn't it? I mean, we got off balance early, and they just kept grinding away at us.
And they're just on the weak link. They didn't have a weakness that you could try to exploit. They were strong all over the ground.
No, we just couldn't get enough of the ball, and when we did it, we were sort of under pressure all the time. So, I mean, it was just a terrible day for us.
I've got to say, second quarter in particular, some of your field kicking to position and to the goal square was pretty average.
Yeah, at half-time, actually. I don't know what, we were down 4 goals or something, but I thought the only difference in the game was that kicking. A couple of times, probably 4 or 5 times, I thought we had a chance to do better with it, and we didn't, and we paid the price for it.
Well, like 14 weeks ago, Geelong were dead and buried, and you resurrected them. You brought them up, and I know it's disappointing to lose a grand final, but at least you were here and you had a damn good crack at it.
Yeah, probably when you get, I haven't been involved in one like that before where you get absolutely flogged, so that's probably the disappointing thing. For our season, I don't think we probably deserved that at the end, but that's all credit to the Eagles, of course.
See, a lot of people, unfortunately, going to say, here's Geelong again. They gave up, they were weak, the handbag was out, but I think Geelong have had a fantastic year. You brought them from 6th or 7th last year, and to play in a grand final, even though you're beaten, at least you brought some credibility back to the club this year. A lot of people won't see that, but I did.
Yeah, pardon me. Yeah, I think, the 3 finals that we played, that was just terrific, stirring stuff, and that's what's probably hard to fathom today, that in the end you end up doing what we did today, and that's the thing that you try and struggle with, or I do. You think, oh, and you've seen them do some great things.
So to get through that defence of theirs, you had to be carrying the ball with movement. You just couldn't bomb because they're going to mop it up, and that's exactly what happened today.
Yeah, that's true too. And as I said, they're the measuring stick, and they thoroughly deserve what they've got today.
Malcolm, I know it's been a tough one for you, but thanks very much for your time, and all the very best in 95.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Malcolm Blight there with Neil Curley. We'll take a break, back with more from the MCG after this.
Becker, Lendl, Ivanisevic, 3 of the superstars in the Australian Indoor Tennis Championships. Coming soon on 7.